I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I was just going to say.
Apparently, it's our first time doing this. Good morning.
Okay. To be fair, the settings were a little different this morning.
They were different. I don't know what's changed with YouTube.
It was like, surprise.
Very surprise. A good surprise, I hope.
Okay. I was going to wash my glasses, but...
Do I have anything around here?
Do you notice anything different about my hair?
It's clipped?
It's very blonde.
Did you do something to your hair?
I put in a toner.
It looks awesome.
I put in a toner that I thought was going to be icy. Like I just wanted to like brighten
I would
up
say
the
it's
ice.
slightly warmer, but not a lot. Do you like it? I love it.
I don't hate it, but it wasn't what I was going for.
Well, it looks beautiful.
We're back.
Are we scooch? Should I scooch? Should you scooch? We're back. Home sweet home. We were away on the best trip, and we're going to tell you all about it.
Okay. Yeah. Jet lag. And
It's for real.
It's for real. And I did Google. For every hour, it was a time change.
Yeah.
It's a day to get back on schedule.
Oh, well, then I'm
so
bang
7
on.
hours. Listen, I'm tired of waking up before 6 a.m.
Jodi, all week, it was 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was up like...
3 is the worst. Okay,
3 was the worst. 3 was the worst. But it was 4 for several days in a row. Up until, like, yesterday was my first day not doing that. And still, I only slept till 6. Like, I wake up at 5, and I'm like, I'm not getting up. Go back to sleep.
Totally.
And I normally can't make myself do that. If I'm up, I'm up. But, yeah, so finally over. But it's been a week of, like, what the heck? Yeah. Walking around tired.
Yeah, totally.
It's totally worth it for going away and having a great trip. And I'm sure there's lots of tips and tricks that people will be like, all you have to do to get over jet lag is do this. And we just haven't. But, you know, that's the way it was. Are you feeling better now?
Complaining, but no complaining.
No complaining.
You know what? You know what the positive thing about this is? I'm getting up earlier.
Right.
Starting my day earlier.
I think of 9 o'clock is the middle of the day now.
Right.
9 a.m. is like,
I've
what
been
do you
up
mean you haven't done
forever.
half a day's worth of work? There's some people that do that. They're up at 4:30 or 5, and it's efficiency, right? Like they can get so much done.
They're not wrong, but that
They
still
are crazy.
doesn't convince me to get up.
Some people, that's just their sleep pattern.
I know.
So if I was actually starting to panic, oh my gosh, maybe I've hit, you know, that point in my life where now I only need 5 hours of sleep and I'm going to be up at 4 every day.
Ew, we can't be
And
friends.
I was almost crying. No, I don't want to be that person.
Oh my God. Okay, also, that's the most time you and I have ever spent together.
Totally.
Since we lived
It's
in
the
the
most
same house
time
together.
I've spent with
Anybody.
somebody else since I've been married.
Yeah.
Over 30 years.
Yeah. It was good. Oh God.
Was it good? I was like, okay, she's bringing this up. Why is she bringing this
No.
up? Was it bad? I didn't feel...
Made me just think of it. It's like, whoa, I haven't spent that much time with anybody.
Yeah. No, to me, it felt very easy.
Yeah.
Very easy. But yes, it's crazy. For anybody that doesn't know, we just got back from Ireland. We had an amazing trip overseas to Ireland. And it was knitting related. So we're going to tell you so much about that. So many stories. I mean, they can't happen to all today because we would be here forever. They're going to be peeking out, I'm sure, as we go along.
Oh, this holiday will
We have
live in
so
my
much-
heart forever.
Yeah.
The
Huge.
one thing I will say, the one takeaway I wanted to get out there, if you ever have the chance to have knitting tour with knittingireland.com,
Yeah.
do not hesitate.
Knittingtours.com?
No, Ireland is
It's
in the
Irish
name.
tourism,
Oh,
but I think they're knittingtours.com.
yeah, you're right.
Maybe.
Knittingtours.com.
Run, don't walk.
Couldn't say enough about every single aspect of this company.
100%.
Anyway, that's what I'll start with.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're back. I had trouble getting... Thank goodness there was a few extra days tacked before the weekend, because then it didn't make... I felt like I took those couple of extra days to get situated.
Yeah.
Back on a schedule.
Yeah.
And...
Re-entry into real life.
Yeah. Wow. You don't want to hear about
No
my...
crying about it, but it's like,
No.
catch up.
Okay. I went to the dermatologist this week
Did you?
because my terrible skin. But this isn't what I'm going to talk about. So I have these milia under my eye, you know, like remember Baba had them? Anyway,
Okay,
they're like,
I don't know what they are, but okay.
they're like, I don't know if they're calcium deposits that kind of hardened or whatever. Anyway, I've always wanted to address it with him, and I finally remembered. You don't have them.
I've got something here that's driving me crazy. And they kind of come and go.
Oh, you don't even have what I have.
Well, whatever.
Anyway.
I feel like a laser is my answer.
Speaking of lasers. So I go in to talk about my psoriasis, but I said, hey, what would be the treatment for these under my eyes? They're really, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just not pleasant to look at and just bothersome, right?
Sure.
You first go with his nurse.
Who is this?
Dr. Searles.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Amazing dermatologist.
So good.
She goes, how's your pain threshold? I'm like, oh, why are you asking?
What's the result going to be?
It didn't even occur to me. She's like, oh, I wonder why you're asking.
You've got all these tattoos. She must know you can take.
No, I said totally good, right?
Yeah.
And so he, whips into the room, does this thing with my skin, and then because he's seeing on the list what she's written, and he goes, oh yeah, that's Milia. Before I even had a chance to say, what are you going to do? He's got this, well, he kind of said what he was going to do.
He said, lay back.
He's got this little laser, and it's like a point, but it's not it was like,
What's the point of this?
it
was awful?
It hurt so bad.
And he just he didn't do the 1, 2, 3, here we go.
No. And she said, yeah, if you come in for more treatment, she said, well, we normally put numbing cream underneath.
Okay, well, how about give me that option?
Oh my God.
No, that's not okay. Okay, here's an A and here's a B. Do you want the numbing cream? If you're offering numbing cream, chances are, yes, I'm going to want it.
Okay,
Jodi,
anyway,
it looks really good.
They're going to dry up, and hopefully they're going to be gone. All this to say is I love Dr. Searles.
Yeah.
I tease.
I went to him years
He
ago.
did say what he was going to do. She warned me when she asked me about my pain threshold. But
I have no doubt the lack of communication wasn't them. It was you, not listening.
At least you didn't have time to get nervous.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Listen, I would prefer that.
No, do it.
I would prefer that. I made a mammogram appointment this week. Make sure everybody gets their mammograms.
Oh, yeah. Your yitties have to be squished.
Yep. But of course, they couldn't get me in for weeks, so I will be going.
No,
but
weeks.
I know, weeks.
Usually it's way quicker than that.
I know. I said to the girl, is that literally your first appointment? And she said, Women's Health.
Good.
Yeah.
Where do you go? Do you go just here?
Yeah.
Do you say you only want that location?
Yeah. I don't want to drive all over. I don't have an issue that I'm worried about or that.
You know who's really good too is the over by 170th Old Boston Pizza.
Well, so here's the thing. I can even change it.
Yeah.
I can
And
call
really
and
a few
change.
weeks from now is fine, right?
Yeah. But you know me. I was actually thinking they'd go, oh, we actually have an opening.
Do you want to come this afternoon?
Well, how about now? I went in and made the appointment.
Oh.
Because I was on hold on the helpline for so long.
Oh, no.
And they're so close. So I thought, oh my gosh, I'm just going to zip
They're so close.
Mom said, zip over. They took me when I went in.
For her mammogram?
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway,
She's so
all kinds of
good.
fun health news. In health news this week. Good morning, Amanda. Anyway, we missed you. We missed our routine as much as we loved being away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We missed all of this.
It's totally different, hey, going on holidays when your kids are of adult age where you don't have to plan the meals and you don't have to worry how's it going or whatever.
Right.
Was everything chill?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
No issues.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it was wonderful.
So we
Very lucky.
We have
very
something
lucky to travel.
really, really
my favorite thing.
exciting to talk about.
Speaking of traveling.
And we really wanted to talk about it at the top of the show because we didn't want anyone didn't want to get lost.
Yes. Because if everybody noticed, we actually had a teeny tiny little live video pop up just literally the day before we left because we have a cruise launching now. It's up for sale. You can join us, but we wanted to tell you all about it because, and you may think, well, aren't they going on an Alaska cruise? We are, and that's so exciting. It comes next month. But when we were planning the cruise, there were many people that missed out, and there was a big waiting list, and we had a really hard time deciding, do we want to go to Alaska or do we want to go out to the East Coast the Maritimes, the Eastern United States, where there's so much, knitting history and fiber history and maybe fall leaves changing. We had a really hard time deciding.
We actually think this next one is going to be Eastern.
So that's where we're going.
And we think that we've chosen such an amazing ship again and such a great itinerary. It's going to be very fibery. And this more so than our Alaska cruise, we are going to be able to curate some experiences.
In every port.
Yeah.
Everywhere we stop is going to have something related
There's
to
boat
fiber.
excursions that always happens with the cruise line. But we didn't do this with Alaska, but we are with this cruise going to curate an experience with either a yarn shop or a mill or whatever we
and it'd be optional, but giving you the option of like adding that fiber element kind of everywhere we go. The big news is, of course, the teachers that are coming.
Yeah.
You guys, Mary Jane Mucklestone, of course. I think, how lucky are we? Miss Colorwork, one of the Colorwork queens, right? So she co-wrote this Grand Shetler Adventure Knits with Gudrun Johnston. She's got the stitch dictionaries and all the classes and beautiful patterns, and crazy over the moon excited that Mary Jane will be coming.
I wanted to find a photo, but I didn't see one. Anyway.
Of her?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know, just to show her, but
okay.
She's incredible.
She is incredible.
Thrilled that she has agreed. We can't wait for her to join us.
So much. And then we have Vincent Williams, Mr. Vesuvios Knits. He is such an amazing teacher and designer and human being. He is, and the fun thing is for this trip, we're going to have 2 knitting classes and 1 class that is only you only required very basic crochet skills.
Yes.
And it's basically like this class. He knows we're all knitters.
Yeah.
Most of us.
Yeah.
So this class is for that too. So I love the spice that's going to happen in that we're going to have something a little bit different. And we're going to be taking these classes.
Because we know from experience, we love a class. And we've talked about that before, whether it's knitting, which is what we do most of the time, but anything fiber related. So we thought this really easy crochet course that he's going to teach us, it's a project based.
It is project based, and he's designed it just for us.
Yeah.
So this is when it's going to be happening.
We fell in love with him as a person first.
Oh.
And then obviously he's an amazing
I'm
designer
so
and creator.
Excited to take my first class with Vincent. I know it's going to be out of this world amazing. And Lauralee Beltman. We have said for years how much we love taking classes. And years ago, we had an opportunity to go to an Ann Budd Knit for Fun retreat. Yeah. And Lauralee was one of the teachers. And we had no idea. We had never met Lauralee. We didn't know what she taught. We came out of there saying, mind blown, and one of the best classes and people. She was so much fun to hang out with. But we did a vertical colorwork class.
She was amazing. And not only was her class engaging and informative and fun, and she's witty, she spent all of her free time, you guys, she brought games. She was engaging.
She really was awesome
the
human.
Most fun human that we've had at a retreat.
And I just feel like, it's going to be incredible. The experience is going to be amazing, that all of these wonderful humans are coming with us. And of course, we want that to be you too. We want you to be part of this.
Want to know where we're going?
I'll tell you, Jodi Brown, because it's literally a dream trip for us. We've said we want to go to the Maritimes. We want to go to the East Coast of the United States. So we're going to start in Quebec City.
Yeah, we are.
We haven't been there before. So hello, Quebec City. We're going to go to Charlottetown. And then Sydney, Nova Scotia.
You guys, I would go on this just because as a participant.
I hope we get a spot because I want to sign up.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Halifax, Nova Scotia. Again, you guys, so much fiber history, so many knitting techniques that have, come over from Europe when people were immigrating. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Portland, Maine. Hello. And then we're going to end in Boston. So you're going to start in Quebec City and work your way down. And this is happening in September. We are so hoping that the Leaves are going to give us a show. and that the weather's going to be beautiful. I think the weather's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So why are we talking about this now? Because it's up. It's finally available to purchase. And
Come cruise with us.
Come cruise with us for sure.
GroceryGirlsCruise.com.
That's where you can sign up. And we're working with an amazing travel company. And if you have any questions, they are the absolute best. And we're going to, this is our second go with them. We're going to Alaska and this Eastern Seaboard cruise all in 1 year. I don't even know.
No.
Who are we? Pinch me. I literally cannot even. So I hope you guys are into cruising and knitting and hanging out with knitters, because there's going to be, while we're on the boat, it's let's hang out and knit, and we're doing a live podcast, and there's going to be a panel, like a fun Q&A where we all get together and knit, and we get to talk to the instructors and ask them whatever they want. We have games night. We have prizes. It's really just going to be, I think, like a knitting weekend on steroid, blow it up.
It's 7 days.
It is 7 days.
7 days.
So,
you can bring your non-knitty partner.
Yes, you can.
And they can be with us for meals, and they can hang out in the common areas with us. They just obviously won't take the classes.
Right.
Yeah. You can bring a non-knitting partner.
Right.
Yeah. And if you don't,
that's how you make it a vacation.
You can get a double occupancy, and you'll be paired up with another knitter.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys, we really wanted to give that its moment, because it's going to be amazing and such a fun. We're going to make so many good memories.
I wonder if Mom and Dad like the Alaska. Maybe they'll come on this one.
Maybe. So our parents are actually coming on the Alaska cruise with us, which I can't wait.
I know.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I honestly, it's going to be
fun.
Amazing. So thank you to everybody that gets excited and wants to do these trips. And like I said, you can get your spot now if you're interested. And we really, really can't wait to meet you.
Yeah. I know. This is so fun.
I can't even.
The opportunities.
Fall's my favorite, first of all.
I know.
Fall is made for color work and
you want to get
yarn and all of that stuff.
You want to get knitting on your needles.
You do.
I can't believe what experiences this podcast and you guys we've created together, right? Without you watching, we wouldn't be doing this.
Absolutely.
So we hope in, making these things available to people we know, it's not everybody's cup of tea or able to, but we're so grateful for everybody that comes and watches. So we were excited to talk about this today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be tons of fun.
Yeah.
Tons of fun.
I have a pimple right here. You can't see it. It's one of those ones that feel this big.
Right.
Anyway. So that's,
Okay. Well, that was great.
Cruise.
That was great. Yes, I see. I think we were embracing all this travel, right? We stayed home for so long. We couldn't go anywhere. And as soon as the world opened up, we were like, what kind of opportunities can we make happen? So anyway, I'm especially excited about the East, though, because there's so many sheep farmers and mills and historic mills and yarn people and yarn shops. And
we don't want to just do each port we're going to stop at a yarn stop, because that you can do that on your own.
Sure.
Not to say we're not going to be at a yarn store.
You get to decide what you want to do. But when the boat stops, it's up. You get to decide. But we
really want to be thoughtful in these stops that we can do together, and because the one extra part in Ireland that I didn't know that I would love so much is am I going to love learning about the history of the sheep and the wool and all this stuff? I couldn't have loved it more.
Right.
It was so amazing to hear about the farmers and about the animals and how far they dated back and what breed this was and it was so amazing. So I hope we're going to be able to get
we'll have to dig in and see what we can find.
Yeah.
I really hope so too. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But there's so many. I was talking to Mary Jane about it, and she was like, "Oh, Nova Scotia." She went on and on about the colorwork history, and do you know that comes from wherever? So I mean, the teachers are also really excited to share that with us in those locations.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Yeah. So, do people want to hear about Ireland a little bit, or should we just get into knitting, or what do you want to do? Drink some coffee?
Should we talk about Ireland just a little bit? I mean, you guys,
Yeah.
the sheep. The amount of sheep we saw was off the charts.
It's so funny because we live in the Canadian prairies. When we drive on a road trip, it's flat farms, which are beautiful and great, no sheep. And then bang, there's the mountains. It's not hilly, it's not windy. And then we got on a bus in Ireland, and it was literally the opposite. It was quaint, there were big highways, but we did a lot of the secondary, like country roads, and everything's windy. And oh my gosh, there's sheep farms everywhere. There's dairy cows everywhere. And, it was hilly and green and gorgeous. And it's exactly what you see in the movies. That's exactly what you experience.
The people were so welcoming. You could feel and see their pride of their country when they knew you were visiting. And
everybody told you where they were from.
Yeah.
Oh, county, whatever.
Yeah.
And very few people, well, that's not true. A lot of the people we met hadn't gone they were born and raised in that county, and it's the best county in Ireland. Mm-hmm. Why would they leave? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. We ended up, we were lucky enough to be on this 10-day knitting tour that took us kind of touched the bottom of Northern Ireland and then to the west coast. The landscapes, I've never been anywhere.
So how did we get on a knitting tour, you guys? This is through Knit Social. So if you go to knitsocial.ca, you'll see these are the Knit City ladies. These are the ladies that do retreats. This was their first international tour kind of thing. That's where it came from. So we didn't know what to expect. They didn't know what to expect. And I think a lot of us on the trip had never done something like that before. And you're right. This country, we had the best tour guide in Ireland, Jer.
Shout out Jer.
Jer, who's literally, that's very similar to our mom's name. So I said to her on day one, this is the best omen. This is the best. I already know we're going to have the best time. But she said, Ireland's a small country, but the variation in geography and landscape and what it offered, I cannot believe what we saw.
And the accents going from each county or each area of the country, it was drastic. The changes, I couldn't, but they said you could tell where someone was from just by their accent.
Right. And it was lovely. I could sit there and listen. I could eavesdrop on people just speaking all day long because I loved the way they sound.
The fish and chips. I've never.
I was on a tour of scones. Everywhere we went, everybody had homemade scones, and it was like, all right, bring it on, because I've been, making my little mental rankings of scones. And yes, fish and chips too, right? And you think, so much seafood. We went to the sea and we had a little boat tour. We saw puffins.
Yeah.
We took the train with the locals on a day that wasn't the tour. We got a tattoo in Dublin. So many of the knitters were like, you're going to Dublin? Make sure you go to This Is Knit, the yarn shop. Well, it was literally the first thing on our agenda of the tour. We get together. Okay, everybody, let's get out of here. We're going to This Is Knit.
The building that This Is Knit is in was this amazing historical building. But once you got into it, it was like there was a giant courtyard out in the middle and the shops were kind of around it. So you went out of This Is Knit and there was a walkway, of course, and a railing. But then you looked down into this amazing courtyard below, which was a beautiful coffee shop. There was these amazing chandelier with greens and structures. It was the most stunning building.
It was. And I think over the years it's been a lot of things. But at one point it was somebody said it was a residence.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? It was giant.
Great yarn store.
Oh, great yarn store. Family-owned business in this beautiful location. There were 20 of us in there at once.
It didn't feel like it.
But it could handle it, for sure.
Yeah.
And the ladies were incredible.
Yeah.
Joy. Shout out to Joy. She looked absolutely shocked to see people from YouTube walk into her store.
She was funny.
What?
Yeah.
But every lady there, we got a chance to speak to most of them. And It was just the warmest welcoming, just whatever you're looking for in a yarn shop. I feel like they offer it.
10 out of 10 start to our trip.
And I really wanted to go back because I knew after the tour, we were meeting our husbands, doing a loop across sort of southern and ending back up in Dublin. So I kind of thought in the back of my mind, maybe we'll be able to fit in another little stop back, but we didn't.
Yeah.
But it made me wish to, for sure. It's a phenomenal shop. And then the ladies came and taught us a class the next morning before we left Dublin.
Yeah.
We took a Mobius cowl class, which I was a little bit nervous about because I took one years ago and I remember it just hurting my brain. But I was also a way newer knitter. And it's funny, over the years as you try and learn things, like don't give up if the first time is difficult or frustrating or whatever. Maybe a few years later, you're a different knitter, you're a different maker, you've got more tools in your toolbox. So for whatever reason, this was a joy. This was pleasurable. I had so much fun. The project was amazing. We were using the Donegal yarn, which is so lovely.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it was literally just the beginning of an amazing 10 days. And the group of ladies and gentlemen that were on our trip, it's always about the people, right? Like, yes, you're stopping in amazing places and seeing incredible things, but, you're having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and on the bus, lots of car knitting with these people.
Yeah.
So it's always the people.
Always the people. And it's funny because once you got on the bus, you weren't assigned a seat.
I know.
But you just ended up gravitating towards the same seat every time, right?
People are funny creatures.
And so I want to shout out Jonice and apologize because she was directly in front of me. Like I could whisper in her ear.
Poor Jonice. She got the worst seat on the bus.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sure I fell asleep and snored in her ear.
No, the bus was loud. I couldn't even hear you if you were.
Jen.
Listen, everybody. I want to literally shout out the group because I will forget someone. But if we had to give out, it's funny because someone was from Edmonton.
Yeah.
So Emily was from Edmonton.
And her lovely mom, Jean.
Right.
Mean Jean.
Jean. One shot, Regine.
Oh my God. Okay. So tell them. Okay. Tell us.
I feel like what stays on the tour stays on the. What happens on the tour stays on the tour.
Pat brought her mom.
Yeah. Patricia. Yeah.
And her mom
from Quebec
was a rock star.
Totally.
She was like, kind of like the life of the party a little bit.
I think
she
so.
was really, really fun. We could go on and on about every single one.
It's true. But I think everybody's attitude was that. We felt like we were in a yarn party for 10 days.
You kind of were, you guys.
And everywhere we went, people were like, oh, I've never heard of this place. And then you come out thinking, that was amazing. Amazing. So look up Crafts of Ireland. And if we were on a tour by ourselves, we never would have found it. It's in the middle of nowhere in the country. We hadn't heard of it. We didn't know of it. And yet it was one of the most special stops for what she does there.
Yeah.
Sandra does amazing crafts. She's an incredible maker. She's got antiques everywhere. She's got so many antique sock machines and sheep. She's raising Galway sheep, which we can talk about a little bit more too, because we actually went to the Galway Wool Co-op. We have been the only tour that they've ever had.
Oh God, they were amazing. We'll chat a bit about them when we come to their yarn.
Shocking.
But
if I had to pick a favorite, that was my favorite spot.
Was it?
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because of what they're doing and because of their mission, right?
Yeah.
I love what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I do love when we get close to the sheep and there was like 2-day-old lambs and we got such a comprehensive visit. With the artists.
Lucky enough, I was going to say the weather didn't affect very much. We did get an extra couple of nights in Galway, which I'm thrilled about because there was a storm.
Hurricane Kathleen.
That prevented us from going to the Aran Islands.
Yes. So Galway was phenomenal, but we were supposed to hop on a ferry and get for 40 minutes, pop over to the Aran Islands, stay, have a class, and see what it's like over there. And I'm very bummed that didn't happen, but I totally understand why. Everybody there was like, no, Nobody, like the ferries aren't going. The sea is crazy right now. You do not want to be out there. All I could picture was that George Clooney
Oh, jeez.
sea movie. But we had we had also 4 workshops over these 10 days. So Una McDonough, who is a resident over on the Aran Islands and an incredible knitting teacher, she flew over when they kind of got ahead of the storm. She gathered all her stuff and flew over, and we got the class in our hotel, which was great. It was more
really
than great.
And it turned out to be, like, Galway is so known for their food and their pubs. I mean, it's got such an amazing scene just to be walking. Our hotel was right on the square. We did not feel like we missed out because they made it so it was, you had your class still.
Yeah.
And we still got a little bit extra free time.
And we went on a food tour in Galway. I feel like, here's what I feel about, like, if I had to sum up our trip, here's what I feel. I feel enriched by having spent time in Ireland. And a lot of that has to do with the people. A lot of that has to do with the scenery. Did it rain? Yeah, poured sometimes. But you know what? I bought a good coat and I had good shoes, and it didn't matter.
It never kept us indoors.
No.
Or thwarted our plans.
No.
Other than.
And I feel like if you're someone that travels solo, or you think, oh, I've got no one to go with, go to Ireland. You're never going to be alone. You can go anywhere and speak to anybody, and they're so warm and welcoming. And one of the things that I love that they said is, and you know, if you went into a shop and we talked to everybody, Jodi would be like, we're from Canada. And they would say, oh, you're very welcome. Instead of just welcome, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I loved it. And I do feel like enriched, and I feel like beyond fortunate. So, so grateful to have met everybody. And
It was really great.
it makes me want to go back. Right? We saw some really cool castles, which we don't have in Canada. And
I really hope it's not our last time.
listen, I would be all over. I could pack my bag and go next week because I loved it that much.
If somebody said you have to stay here for the rest of your life, and we're bringing your family here, you're stuck here, it would not be stuck. It would be
great.
amazing.
It would be great.
It exceeded the tour. The tour group exceeded our expectations.
Definitely.
It was an absolute pleasure to spend time with these women and men.
Yeah.
On this amazing tour. This company just knocks it out of the park. And then to have the week.
Shout out John.
Oh, he's the best coach driver.
John driving that gigantic Rockstar bus.
We were rock stars.
Oh my gosh, he's just
We were knitting rock
so
stars
much
for the
fun.
week.
We were.
Yeah.
We were.
So it was amazing.
Yeah, it really was. It was incredible. So
And
thank you to everybody that made that experience so great
You're
for
welcome.
us.
Do you know?
Next time I want a new roommate, but
Totally.
the rest was great.
I'd like to complain about the person I roomed with. And the good thing about it is we had, our husbands golfed the week we were on the knitting tour.
Yeah. We all came home gushing about our trip.
Yeah.
The part alone and the part. Okay, when Hurricane Kathleen was happening and we were in Galway getting rained on our food tour, our husbands were golfing. Mm-hmm. They literally had a golf course to themselves.
Twice. They were the only
Because
two
they were
stupid
the
Canadians.
only crazy people willing to go out that day. So they had a blast.
Just
Yeah.
a blast.
But I loved too, Joe, when we did meet up with the husbands and now we're in these little cars doing a road trip. Like we just kept plugging through and it was just as amazing, right? To see the scenery and stop where we stopped and, went to the Blarney Castle and the Rock of Cashel and we went.
You guys, we saw. We came, we saw.
I felt very at home in these smaller, especially these coastal towns. I could totally see myself living in a coastal town like that.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'd have tons of knitting to show.
But wait, there's more.
Because there was a lot of knitting time.
This is gonna be super Ireland adjacent because all of my knitting happened in Ireland. I have yarn to show you from Ireland. And it's wonderful. I can't wait to show with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw some shade first of all.
What?
I can't believe you're not finished that.
I know. I haven't even looked at it. Should we talk about what we're wearing first? You
Sure.
talk about what you're wearing. I got to look
Sure.
mine up.
Okay, it's a cloud sweater.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
I'm wearing Spacetime, which is Heidi Kiermaier's new release. And this was my absolute knitting buddy all the way through our trip. It went to, on the bus, literally every restaurant, whether or not I just knit one round.
I basically didn't see you knitting anything else.
I know. I knit our 2 class projects, but they were so small that I whipped them out. And this was literally, I've never been so monogamous on a thing. So this is, it's a top-down pullover. It's got all these, can you see these increases? No,
they're
because they're invisible.
No, but it does give you a beautiful line, a structural line in your knitting that you can see, and it's beautiful.
It's very minimalist. I'll show you a picture of the whole thing with Heidi, but it's very minimalist in design. Like there's not a lot of fancy, like there's no ribbing and there's no cables and there's no tech. Like it's the piece that was missing from my wardrobe, and I would cast another one on today.
The color's really good for you.
This is called, the color is called Heirloom, and it's Sonder Yarn Co.'s Luxe Sunday Morning Luxe Sport. So it's almost the same as their Sunday Morning 4-ply and DK, except it's got 10% cashmere. And
You so fancy.
I'm so fancy. And actually, after I blocked it, I feel like the cashmere is adding a bit of more drape, because I've got about 8 sweaters in the other yarns. And this one, I do feel like might be a little drapey. Maybe it's the gauge, but who says no to cashmere? This sweater, the coolest thing about this project is the construction, for sure. Can you see there's a raglan line? Mm-hmm. So the front and back, there are raglan lines. Can you see there's like an increase right in the middle there? And then there's a wide panel here, and then, so it's kind of like a spoke. Is it raglan? Yes. Is it round yoke? Yes, Heidi has combined those, and I've never seen shaping like this myself, and it was very simple to do. I did this on the bus without really looking at the pattern. Once you know the increases, it was no big deal. And then once you split for your sleeves, it's just straight stockinette. So I really love this. Very subtle. It's very subtle what's going on here. There's an option in here for like a little bit of ribbing, and then also the rolled edge. This is just like cast on and start knitting. It's totally stockinette. I know,
but it's not gapey.
It's not gapey. You know what I did? And this was Melissa of Sonder Yarn. She started before me, and she said she went down a needle size in here.
Smart.
And let me tell you, I would recommend that too, because I feel like my neckline turned out perfectly. But let me show you a little picture of Heidi in her Spacetime. It's what got me inspired to do it. So I just loved the whole minimalist vibe of it. This is Spacetime.
Is there ribbing?
This is not the ribbing one, but I'll show you the ribbing one.
Oh, it's such a beautiful piece.
It is. It's totally, and then, okay, here's the ribbing one. Oops. So you can do one with a little bit of ribbing like that, and then there's still a little bit of stockinette roll, but it's just a little bit of a detail.
I do like that too.
I like that too. I would knit that in a second. And yeah, the color, this is a brand new color for Sonder Yarn. I feel way out of my wheelhouse choosing it.
I love that you've chosen this, because look at your complexion today.
I don't know. I feel like...
Let's look at your complexion. Just a minute. Let's take a look.
Let me scrape off the makeup. No.
Look how glowy it is a fat...
It's funny, Jode. I don't see what you see.
I'm firmly a believer and follow the rule of wear what you like. There is also a science behind being draped and your color complexion on what brings out the different colors in your complexion. This is a good color for you.
Okay, thank you. I never would have known that. But I do have this thing in the back of my mind when I choose colors for sweaters now. I don't want a stack of sweaters all in the same color in my closet. Mm-hmm. I love neutrals, but I also love colors. So I'm trying to add colors that I don't already have. And then this is kind of one of them. Am I finished my sweater? No, but I felt like you guys needed to see it.
You couldn't stay up 5 more minutes last night?
You know what it was? I had to block it too.
Oh, that's right.
And I wanted to wet block it properly because that did make a difference. Like when I wore this yesterday, it was like, did I pick the wrong size? So the yarn, but you know, I trusted my swatch. I had washed my swatch just like I'm going to wash this finished sweater. And that's what I measured for my gauge. So before I washed this, it was not too small, but it was
fitted.
Va-va-voom, right? Huh? Like it was quite, so of course I'm nervous all night. It's drying, but I put it on and it's exactly what I was hoping for.
Good.
Just a little bit of positive ease. So, one other thing that I did, so I went down a needle size up here and I went up a needle size to bind off my bottom and my cuffs.
So there
just
was
so
no...
I don't know if that was the right thing to do. It's not in the pattern.
Listen, that's a great tip.
I was just thinking, what if it gets a little tight when I'm binding off with this needle? Yeah. I knit this whole thing on a 3.75 millimeter needle. I knit it at...
Really? That's really small.
You guys, here's the thing. Sport weight yarn. It is definitely fatter than fingering weight yarn. It's 300 meters per 100 grams. So you're getting... I feel like you can substitute this... If you're like DK and mohair, I would say go this and mohair. You're going to get more yardage.
I agree because I almost...
This did not take 4 skeins, and I knit like a 50-inch size sweater, 48 to 50.
Like a DK and mohair is beautiful too, but if you think that's a touch thick, I totally agree.
Feel this. Feel the like thickness and
so beautiful. I mean, it's plump. It's a beautiful. Boy, did that ever bloom
it blooms
beautifully
too, right? It's such a beautiful yarn. So I mean, it's an old story, but it's still the same. There's a major love happening. We both love the Sonder yarn, woolly wools. And I just enjoyed the knit so much. I would definitely knit more sport weight.
Was this a test knit? Remind me.
Jodi, stop bugging me. It started out that way, but I didn't even have the yarn.
Yeah.
And it was more like I'm just knitting along. The actual test was finished just shortly after. I actually thought it was going to be longer, but I'm totally good with, listen, now I'm going to I have to order more of this yarn. Yeah. And then next time I'll be ready to go from the get-go.
Yeah.
But I loved it. And I love Heidi's patterns. They are to me, they're so well thought out. And she's so concerned about fit that I just feel like if you're, someone that hasn't had a lot of success with that kind of stuff,
I feel like
I would recommend
with the increases alone that you've described, so cool. Much thought has gone into this. Yeah. She's a math brain wizard.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because I said to her before, because I knew I was going to talk about it. So I said to her, what's this construction? Like, what is it? She goes, well, that's the design, like mixing them and, the rate of everything. And how I barely ever do sleeve decreases?
Yes.
I just thought I knew more than Heidi. So I quit doing sleeve decreases. And then I had this giant, weird cuff. So I ended up ripping back about half a sleeve. And I did sleeve decreases right here. And don't you love this sleeve?
Okay, Heidi. Yes.
Heidi knows way more than me.
There's plenty of ease, but it's like...
It's the perfect proportion.
Like an inch.
Listen, Linda, I freaking love it. I can't even tell you how much I loved knitting this, how much I love the minimalist shape, and I think it's one of those quiet rock star patterns, and I think people would love to have it.
I feel like you could easily style this with a collared shirt.
I will for sure.
We're super cute. Rolling up your sleeves a little bit. Maybe having a layered, fitted, long tee underneath. Jeans, having your tee hanging out. A million different ways.
I literally think it's a classic shape. And I love the neckline.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so thrilled with this. I love all my newest sweaters. But this one, to me, is just different because it's a different shape. And it just turned out perfectly.
It's a different weight of yarn for you.
Yeah.
You don't normally. It's a very different pattern
when you go look at this, it says DK. So I chose sport. So, I mean, that's how versatile it is, right? It's a 22 stitch gauge, but I knitted at 21 and turned out great.
Remind us the name of it again.
Spacetime.
And it's available now.
It is available now.
Yeah.
It is available now at a at a Ravelry near you. And probably Heidi's website too, I think. Anyway, love.
Good morning, Judith. She says, love you. She's a Mexican in Norway.
What?
Love it. I wonder what her
do
story
love
is.
that. I want to know why you're there, how you got there.
I want to travel.
I'm so nosy.
I want to travel to all these countries that are rich and with history of knitting and fiber.
Right. Oh my God, I love that. I love that you're so excited to do that, Jodi. I feel like we have so much to do now.
Because if I'm honest, if I was planning an Ireland trip, it would not be on a coach bus.
Right.
I've
never done that before.
24 other strangers, right? But we thought we're doing it. I was so excited, but like I was thinking, I wonder if I'm going to love, like packing up every day or every second day and touring on the bus every single second. I would go tomorrow and do the exact same tour again.
I'm not kidding you guys. I'm not holding back some kind of... It was 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We wouldn't gush like this if we didn't really, truly love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And it was totally catered to things that we already knew that we would love, right? And it wasn't even just fiber things and knitting things, but handmade specialties that we'll talk about later. I actually brought my lace to share.
My lace.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Of course.
I mean, things that just blew our mind, things that it was really special. And going to all of these small towns, I felt very comfortable and very at home. And the weather in Ireland I don't mind the bit of rain, but they have such a mid-range climate.
Perfect for knitwear.
That is my jam. Not too hot, not too cold, although I can deal with cold. But I felt really, really comfortable there, so...
Kathy mentioned that she said they drove in Ireland and her husband was stress driving.
Oh.
I can't tell you how stressful it seemed on these small roads when you're making your way to the coast. I've never.
There was one road I was like, I think we're going to fall off the mountain. When we were going over to Killarney, right? It was super foggy. You couldn't even see. And it was... Some roads, you guys, in Ireland are literally one lane. No, not one lane both ways.
No.
One lane.
You have
and
to...
it's like this. So if you come around a corner and there's somebody there, somebody's backing up.
And Ireland doesn't know what a shoulder is. So they didn't put them on.
Some roads are just old, right? Like they're just old.
I tease. But yeah, it's just different driving.
I did not drive for 1 minute.
No.
My husband drove the whole time. He'd been driving for a week by the time I got to him, so he didn't seem super stressed out, but... It seemed very weird going around traffic circles the wrong way.
My husband loved it when I gave him driving tips.
Don't ever drive with Jodi. That's the best tip. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. So yeah, we each had our own little car and stuffed with giant suitcases, and it was the best.
And golf clubs, let me tell you. So good. I'm still reeling. I'm still like...
I feel so
cloud nine.
lucky to be able to travel. And I really, Jodi, I had so much fun with you guys.
I did too.
So
I had
much
fun with us.
Well, of course.
It was good. No, it was
no,
good.
Honestly, I feel like if there was ever an issue, absolutely bring it up because I want to continue traveling, but I don't have that.
No.
Right?
So don't be offended when we say no next time.
Next time, if you start making excuses, no, you guys go without us, then I'll know for
No,
sure.
we would absolutely.
But we would 100% do it again.
Because we're like, it doesn't matter. We're good to do this or we can do that. Like we were.
So can we take a tattoo break? Jodi has 2 new ones.
I do have 2 new ones.
Both from Dublin, both from Joe at the Ink Factory.
If you're in Dublin and you want a tattoo, hit up our guy, Joe.
Go see Joe at the Ink Factory. The day we arrived in Dublin, so we traveled through the night. So basically we got there about 12:30 a.m. our time, but then it's like 7:30 in the morning in Dublin. lucky enough, we got to check into our hotel room. So we crashed for about 5 hours because we'd been up. And then we woke up and just started wandering. We were like, what are we going to do?
No.
It was
hit the
Easter
ground
weekend.
running.
It was Easter weekend. So that's Saturday of Easter weekend.
Yeah.
We're in the Liberties section. We're right by St. Patrick's Cathedral. That's where our hotel was. Amazing location if you want to go to Dublin and just sort of be central. And so we just start wandering. And the next thing you know, one of those hop on, hop off buses come by. And Jodi's like, let's get on. So we got on and drove through the city. And at some point over by the river, we just hopped off, which was so great.
Hence the hop off.
Right.
Yeah.
And the whole time the guy's giving you history and all about this stuff. It's actually something I love doing. We've done a lot of those in different cities. I think it's a really fun thing. So we're sort of wandering and, there's a tattoo parlor. And we had planned on getting a tattoo in Galway because we had a free day. Food tour, tattoo. And then things kind of went wonky. So it was really good that
It was really good. Time might have been a bit of a panic in Galway.
I don't think it was going to work out.
No, but this worked out great.
Yeah.
So we got sheep.
We got sheep. I don't know how I'm going to show you guys because but we got sort of like a poker chip. Jodi has got the cute little black face. I love it.
So Tracie, it was that design, but he then flipped down the ears and colored it black. So it's the
Super
same,
cute.
just really tweaked.
It's super cute. I love it. I think
love
of
it
her
too.
as my little Galway sheep. I would still
Yes.
continue to get more sheep, but that was really fun.
So fun.
That was something that really, like a little bit of icing on the cake. for
Okay,
the trip.
so we weren't in Ireland 10 hours, 8 hours,
yeah.
9 hours before we had tattoos.
Yeah. I texted my husband and he's like, what?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh no, check that box off.
And then my husband and I got matching.
That's so pretty,
That was the first day. This was the last day. Again, we went back to see Joe.
Yeah.
These are 4 hearts, kind of makes up a 4-leaf clover. And my husband and I have the same.
It's so pretty.
Yeah. Tucked under there.
I'll be honest, we saw a lot of tattoo parlors in Ireland.
Yeah,
Everywhere
lots.
we went, even small places seem to have tattoo parlors. So I love it. I think that's a really fun thing to do on a holiday as a commemorative, Some people collect spoons and
We could collect
tea
tattoos.
towels.
That, you know what?
Listen, I'm all over that.
I
thrilled
got
to-
home and have like 6 or 7 tea towels.
I have so
I got to
many
give
tea
some
towels.
away.
Yeah.
I do. They're not all for me, but I didn't realize I had gotten so many tea towels.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
crazy.
my sweater.
Jodi, tell
Darlene
me
is
what you're
here.
wearing.
Darlene was the knitter of this sweater.
Speaking of rock stars.
This is the Cloud Sweater by Petite Knit, and it is knit at a drops air.
This is your most worn sweater in Ireland.
Thank you. I told
Don't
her.
you think?
I actually messaged Darlene yesterday, the day before. I said I wore it so much.
My most worn was that ranunculus that I showed you guys last time, and yours was this. And honestly, I want one of these badly.
Look at the drape on this drops air, you guys. The drops air is that blown in fiber construction where it's got that core of that mesh.
Do you want to see a ball?
Sure. This has got a really pretty detail where it's got a little bit of ribbing, but ribbing that so it doesn't like cinch in. And then you finish with some stockinette, much like Tracie's sleeve, where it automatically rolls, you guys.
Yeah, I love a rolled edge.
And then here too. Oh no, this not here too. There's no ribbing up.
So
up
that's
here.
just stockinette.
Just stockinette.
I love it.
It's got this really pretty detail on the shoulder because it's a drop shoulder construction, right? And then the bottom has this cute little detail here.
It's beautiful.
And it's beautifully oversized.
It's literally perfect for you.
Oh my God, it's so perfect.
Perfect.
The lightness, and no wonder it's called Drops Air. It really feels airy and light.
Yeah.
Light in weight, but also light in temperature. It is soft.
Yeah, it's not a heavy sweater, and yet it's going to
No.
keep you really warm.
Listen, this, and I didn't wear a jean shirt under it every time. Sometimes it was just a t-shirt, and you were never cold. No.
Somebody said before we left, we were like, what do we pack? What do we
Yeah.
wear? And somebody said layers. That's it right there. That's the best advice ever. because the damp, even though the temperature wasn't super cold, it can just feel chilly, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this kind of thing, this was perfect.
And
A
I
shirt
lived in
and a
my
sweater.
vest.
Yeah.
I don't think I wore my rain. I wore my rain jacket once, maybe.
Yeah.
But a vest was enough.
Yeah.
But I, like Darlene, I told her, oh, I couldn't love it more.
She did an amazing job.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
good.
Other than packing a little bit too much, I think I packed the right stuff.
I agree.
I didn't have a bunch of stuff I didn't wear. I didn't have a bunch of stuff that was the wrong thing. So that was great.
Hi, Chrissy from Hawaii.
Aloha. Chrissy.
We have...
Wow. 55 minutes and we've done just what we're wearing.
Oh, God. We might have to put this over more than just this.
But I do have knitting to share, you guys.
I have knitting to share, too.
I mean, I already shared my knitting. There's something to say about dragging one project with you, anywhere, anytime. Like, instead of just casting on something else, right? Like, stick with it.
I'm actually... You had a sock you were also working on.
I ditched it because I just thought, you know what? What I really want is the sweater.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of, process of elimination because I have another sweater I wanted to watch.
Yes.
Or knit. So I
Yes.
really wanted to finish.
I was just looking for an email.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Okay. We want to do a little shout out.
We do. This was going to be a birthday shout out, so I feel like it's probably the wrong, we missed it, or...
It was going to be a birthday shout out.
Okay, so now it's going to be a pre-Mother's Day?
It's going to be a happy Mother's Day shout out. Okay. Andrew, if your husband's name is Andrew, this is for you.
And you are Naomi. So Naomi's got a real sweetheart of a husband. And he was wondering, because she loves us so much, he thought it would be really fun if we sent you some love from us to you. He knows how hard you work and how much fun you have with your kids, Dahlia and Avi. You've got little kids, 5 and 3. You're so lucky. Preschool's the best.
She loves, he said you love to knit blankets and sweaters. And he said you're an amazing cook.
And gardener. So I don't know. She's that nurturing kind of lovely person. And we just think it's so sweet that Andrew wanted to reach out to us. And we hope you're having the best day. And we hope you get spoiled on Mother's Day. And honestly, I just feel like the preschool years are the best. Like, you're going to get the cutest little handmade card, I'm sure. Those little treasures, popsicle sticks, something, or bead macaroni necklace.
I saved so much.
Anyway, we're just sending you so much love. Whether you get the hugs and kisses, I'm sure you're going to get for Mother's Day. And Andrew, you are the best for reaching out. Naomi.
We love that you reached out. We love to see how much you gushed. Naomi's overcome a lot to be where she is, and we're sending you so much love. Okay, love it. That's
so fun.
Yeah, like I said, being in Ireland, all that bus time, all that sitting time, you get to have lots of knitting time.
You have some fun stories with this. So I'm going to drink coffee while you tell us about your awesome sweater. So
this is the sweater.
Thank you for getting me
that
coffee.
Madison requested I knit for her teacher, her favorite teacher. And remember, we talked about, you guys, we weren't sure. We don't know the gender.
Like what pattern, what color?
What pattern, what color. I'm going to, in a second, look up what pattern I used. It was just a really basic raglan baby sweater. But...
Wasn't it flax? No?
No.
Wasn't it with the Tin Can Knits app?
Yes. Yes, it was. The flax sweater.
I mean, the first one
yes,
wasn't.
Yes. But what happened here is I didn't do the little band of pearls.
Right.
Right? So...
Tell us what happened with the first one. It was so funny.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, you said tell us what happened. Okay, you guys. So... when I was putting in the stitch markers, when you were dividing, right after you finished the ribbing for the collar, when you were putting in the raglan increase markers, I put in double or 2 extra, 1 on each side. And I actually thought, as I'm knitting, these are taking a minute to get around. God, I thought it would be quicker, like around and around. Like I was thinking it took more time than it should have, but I didn't think anything of it. And then when I go to separate for the sleeves, I had 4 sleeves. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sleeves.
But we sort of talked about it, and it
wasn't the flax sweater because it wasn't as clear as it should have been.
No, that's what I mean. That when you were knitting from that and ended up with 4 sleeves, I just feel like it was a plain raglan, but I just feel like the way things are written,
yes, the first time
hit
it was
differently for everybody.
And I have some experience knitting sweaters, and so I thought even for you and I, for like, it wasn't crystal clear dividing for the raglan increases. So then I obviously had to come back here, and then I went and used Served me right. I should have been the Tin Can Knits flax sweater from the beginning. I just wanted to try a new pattern.
Yeah.
And
but we've talked about that before, right? Where like, say there's a million raglan sweaters. Well, they're not really all the same because everybody writes differently, right? And our brains work differently and things click for certain people in certain ways. So it's okay to just try another pattern.
Yeah. And that was great. And I was, just didn't understand the directions clearly. And so went back to what I knew and what worked out really well. And so this is the flax sweater, just with no bands of purl or garter bumps going down the sleeve.
Can you put it really close so everybody can enjoy your rainbow? It's so beautiful.
So this is just a scrappy rainbow. This is a DK sweater, knit in DK. And I just did, I think I did.
What's your yarn?
It's Frankie Gray Fiber, and it's in Cape Cod Blue for the main color. And then this is just little scraps of DK I had. But I knit about 5 or 6 rounds through after the ribbing, and then did 2 rounds of each.
Can you tell us your colors? Or pretty close to what they are?
Barbie Girl, Hibiscus, Neon Coral, Ochre, Kate's Green, Hello Yellow, Cobalt Blue, Aquamarine, and Pop Rocks.
And the last one?
Oh, I didn't even see it. Lavender Haze. That last one.
Yeah.
Okay,
good.
Just
now people can hear that and do their thing.
It was just the most fun. And now I'll just do little sleeves. I kind of set it aside and I forgot about it.
Well, the fun part's the rainbow. So now you just have to do these tiny little sleeves and they'll be done in no time.
Just block it and then she can gift it. I actually did also,
Jodi.
you guys, I cast on a hat. I'm going to make a matching hat.
Where's your other hat? Oh!
Yeah. I'm going to make a matching hat.
That's such a good idea. Remember, babies' heads are big.
I know. That's going to be the 3 to 6 month size. Yeah. Babies' heads are big in relation.
I would do a ribbed hat.
The whole thing? Mm-hmm. Oh, good idea. Maybe I'll just continue ribbing. I am going to put the rainbow, but instead of the double, I thought I would just do a single color.
The only reason I say that is because babies' heads can be huge. And even though it's 3 to 6 months, or maybe make the next size hat. But if you do I did a ribbed hat on the Tin Can Knits app and it was amazing. And you can choose 2x2 rib. You don't have to be 1x1 rib.
Really?
So you can go in and just
pick a baby one.
Yep. I did a baby hat that was all cables that was theirs and it didn't fit the baby.
Here's the Tin Can.
Even though it was the right size, there's no very little stretch. So anyway, sometimes when you don't, or if you have the head measurement, that's very helpful too. But if you don't have the head measurement,
I'm doing the barley hat.
Oh, okay, that's a great one.
But you know what? Maybe I'll just continue with the ribbing instead.
Yeah.
This is the barley hat.
They have a hat on that app called the Basic Beanie, and you can make it many different ways. And it's the one where you can do 1x1 rib or 2x2 rib.
Bumble beanie. Oh, that's really cute too.
Yeah.
You guys, look at that one.
There's so many great patterns. Tin Can Knits, like we said before, this app is incredible.
There we go.
And it syncs to your, like, even like you maybe have patterns on Ravelry, those show up on the app too. Yeah, this basic beanie is phenomenal. So
This
you
is
can
free.
do, yeah,
Free.
yeah, and you can do lots of different versions of it, and that was a great hat.
Okay, so let me just show you really quickly. I just selected I selected that's the pattern I wanted. Now you go in, you guys, and it has 4, not 1, not 2, 4 different weights of yarn. So I'm going to click DK yarn, and I'm going to click next. And now you're going to click what you want. I want baby, not newborn, right? You want to customize, so I want to go next. And then do you want turned brim or do you want a single brim? I'd like a single one, please, Alexa and Emily. And then begin project. So when you click begin project, you guys, it has now customized.
Didn't it ask you about ribbing? Because there's one that says, oh, there you go.
Oh,
here's the construction.
Ribbing options. You select, let's just say 1 by 1 because that's what I started with. And now it has customized. So the only thing I'm seeing is my baby DK 1 by 1 ribbed pattern.
One size. You don't have to decide which one of those numbers is my pattern. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Like, it blows your mind. It's so good. It's so simple.
I just think,
I mean, simple for us because they've done all the work.
It's so
but
good.
it's a joy to knit from, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so great. And that same free pattern, you can knit. I mean, math people, how many different ways can you do that, right? Like there's hundreds of different hats in those choices.
4 weights, a bazillion sizes.
Yeah,
And,
and all the different ribbing and stuff.
Amazing.
Anyway,
So I'm having so much fun.
Jodi, that's so beautiful. That's going to be the most fun gift. Can you imagine? I can already see the picture. Can you do a rainbow pom-pom, like with all your extras?
Yes.
Okay, that'd be really great.
I love it. Oh, what a good idea.
Or little braids with like rainbow braids. I feel like pom-poms are not good because then they can put it in their mouth. And anyway, there's so many fun options to do. You're going to make the best little hat set.
Now I'm thinking, now my brain's going,
Socks.
what can I do for
I
that?
feel like you can't stop. You got to do socks too. But there's like mini skein. This is just a scrap. This can be just a scrappy stash buster. Because how much yarn? You didn't use a lot of yarn
Because
for the body.
I use so much of the yarn here. Normally, I think you were going to get into the next DK skein, but because I use so much of a rainbow, I'm only needing 1 skein.
Right.
Actually,
With left,
much
with
less. Yes,
It'll be
much
interesting to see what's left once you do your sleeves.
I think I'll have plenty for a hat and the sweater on 1 skein.
And I always think too with baby sweaters, make the sleeves a little bit longer so
Maybe
that
fold it.
just in case, like you never know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
True. Okay.
So fun to knit
So
for
fun.
babies, Jodi. So what else do I have for knitting? Oh, I do have a real project.
Well, those things in front of you.
Yeah, those two. Okay, so here's another bus projecto. I'll do that. One of our classes, believe it or not, was with Carol Feller.
I know. She was awesome.
Amazing Irish designer. And when I think Carol Feller, I think cables for sure. But she's got more. She's got more than that.
In fact, she's going to be a Knit Star. It was just announced.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
Knit Stars has released their, what do you call that? Their lineup. Anyway, so we had a cables class with Carol. She was so generous. So you get 2 little patterns in here, but she really went over cable, like how to make a cable and how to fix a cable and how to cable without a cable needle and what is a cable. And sometimes cables go from knits to purls, which I hadn't done before. I just had never knit a pattern like that, but it's great. No problem. So I knit these Peter Swell mitts. I love a fingerless mitt. We know that from ages ago.
Also, any of the workshops we did, all we did was have needle specifications to bring. We got given all the yarn.
Yeah, it was so good. So here are the Peter Swell mitts. I picked this kind of a navy color. The yarn is stunning. It's actually Carol's own yarn.
Look at those twists.
The yarn is called Nua. This is, you guys, this is a 1 skein project, and the skein is 50 grams.
Yes.
So this is Nua worsted. I think it comes in a sport weight too. Is that right?
Oh,
So this is 60% merino wool, 20% yak, and 20% linen. And that's what these little heathered white bits are, the linen. This is a really nice yarn. I did come home with yarn in this. So this yarn I bought to make one of her vests. So that'll be an upcoming cast on. I was at the Fibre Nook this week, very briefly. I went all the way to Ireland and came home and found that you can get this yarn at the Fibre Nook.
no.
Yes. Yes. So if you're local or you're Canadian and you're looking for this yarn, the Fibre Nook in Edmonton has a bunch of colors.
That's so funny.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah. Did you know that?
No. And Diana said, "Oh gosh, we've had that for so long." And I said, "I should have known though, because Roz just carries beautiful woolly yarns. I love them." So this blue is called Late Night Blues, and my vest is going to be chalk and plum. Which, if you look at the pattern I
that's
picked,
good.
it's actually the color she picked too.
It's
I didn't
good.
do it on purpose. Anyway, so a 50-gram skein, and I was not playing yarn chicken. I had quite a bit left over. So it's an awesome 1 skein project.
That's so nice.
You know, you could continue this and close the mitten. If you had 2 skeins, you could make it a full mitten.
It comes in sport weight too.
I think
has
so.
Said.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you guys. What
This was easy
sometimes when I
peasy.
hear linen as an additive to a blend, it can be stiff.
Right. It just depends, right? It
There's
depends.
zero stiffness.
No, well, there's 20% yak in here. So
Oh,
that
wow.
is, this is soft. I'm actually so psyched to knit my vest. I can't wait to knit that project.
What are you casting on next, Tracie? You just got a sweater off your needles.
I already know what I'm making, and I'm not telling you, so I'll show you next time. All right, I'll tell you.
Is it with any
Secrets
of
are
this?
the worst.
Is it? And you don't have to. If you want it to be a surprise.
I mean, you're going to see it anyway. I'm knitting Hush by Tin Can Knits in Kate's Green from Frankie Gray
Tracie.
Fibres. It's a very large gauge, so I know I'm going to be able to get it off my needles before we get on our cruise ship. It's going to be fingering and mohair is what I'm using. And this is a sweater that's been in my brain for so long. I cannot wait to cast it on.
Such a beautiful
This
pattern.
weekend, that's the cast on.
Pardon me for
But you
yawning
guys,
so much.
if you're looking for a really great little cabled project, this, I never used a cable knittle. It's all 2x2 cables, and that's a really nice size cable to practice if you want to practice. But
Really?
didn't you do a beautiful job? Like this all splits out of these 2 knit stitches, all these cables, and then goes back together and up into the ribbing. Like, what a gorgeous pattern.
Oh my God, that's so well thought out.
Yeah, beautiful. So I'll knit these again for sure. And she says worsted weight. I used a 4mm needle. I mean, I guess it's worsted. It is worsted, but I just feel like some worsteds are heavier than others.
Yeah.
So
I feel like,
you might be able to get away with a DK to do this.
yeah. Do you find that a cable requires the needle to be a little bit smaller to make it really pop?
Well, if your yarn is too thin, then your cable's not crisp and puffy.
Because
right?
normally
Like,
for a worsted, I wouldn't think of a 4mm needle, but
Right.
I think you need it to make the cables really structured.
Yeah. No. And again, this one was very beautifully written. And I would just, you know what else was very helpful for this? My little Coco Knits row counter.
I brought those to show.
Magnetized on those little silicone things. You guys,
I got it to show. It's amazing.
I used this in the car, on the bus, and the thing that kept me on track was that.
Wow.
Yeah, so easy. I love a little gadget that
Oh,
really
Yes.
pulls its weight, right? Like I'm not dragging it around for nothing. It does a job.
I've never used a row counter. I know what it is. I just never have that.
Well, I would rather not have a pencil and be ticking things off. To me, it's way easier to just click, click, click.
I also don't have projects warranted to probably use a counter, if I'm
Right.
honest. Mine are usually much
Right.
more simple, but
But even if you need it, I just feel like,
yeah.
I do feel like at some point everybody's going to need to count something. And instead of making tallies, which is what I used to do, I just find that way quicker and easier.
Love it.
And those row counters lock.
Yes.
So when I would shove my project in my bag, I would just do the little lock switch. And when I came back, it's definitely still on the right row for me. Cocoa knits. Genius.
Smarty pants. Okay.
Very smart.
I wanted projects where I knew I didn't need to follow a pattern. So I have
Jodi.
taken little bits of Frankie gray yarn. So I wanted to probably design a new hat while I'm away.
Oh, you know, I'm just going to pull this new hat pattern out of my
I
bag.
mean, super simple, but really impactful. Because it slip stitches, and with this one stitch just carrying through, I just think there's so much beauty in the structure of that one slip stitch coming up just over top of all the colors that you're
It
using.
makes such a difference. If this was all just single rounds, don't you think that slip stitch, that
Yeah.
addition of that it changes everything?
I agree. And I seem to like to carry it through to my ribbing here.
It's
so
phenomenal,
it was
Jodi.
the little bit of ribbing right there.
And you color grouped your
I color grouped.
I color blocked kind of.
This is a very scrappy version. This was just my fun. Let's just have fun with color. Let's just get the pattern down that I like. And oh my God, I
Jodi,
love this.
it's out of this world amazing and gorgeous. Everybody on the tour was like,
See?
what's that pattern? I want to knit that.
It'll be a pattern soon. And then I'm going to do it just with, like Tracie said, like once your brain starts going,
Sure.
it's like, what about this? And what about this? So she's like, this is going to be using a mini set, right? So I'm going to do like four repeats in one color. And then it'll be the next four. So it'll be like little stripes, but it makes a big block of one color. And then I'm going to have four
Oh, it's going to be so
four
good.
different colors. And I really
So there might be an end or two to weave in that one. Worth it.
my God, do it.
Just like jet lag is worth it. That is worth it. Or you can make fringe on the inside of your hat.
Or you can knot every single round and just tie it off. What do you think I would do? Look at the inside though. That's a good, right? The reverse.
It's reversible, except for the...
But that was a design element. So I'm going to be doing, but okay. So what I really love is like, I see here where it goes from like a really gorgeous, like orangey pink, and it fades through to
Yeah, I
red.
love that.
I'm doing a mini set like that. Like I'll put together a mini set that's going to fade. So this is going to be this hat.
Yeah, so that'll be like a color family,
Yeah.
right? Instead of all...
Yeah. So it'll
I
be,
love it.
because one is like the color and then the contrast main. So I've done 4 repeats there, and then the next one is going to be the next color.
What? Okay, so tell me, what colors are you using?
This is stone. This is a new color.
I love it.
Stone. This one, the main color is Phantom, a very, very, very soft dovish gray. And then this is stone. So I've been having fun.
Jodi. Okay, what are your other colors in that one? What's your...
This?
Yeah, what are you using?
These are going to be...
Here's your little one.
Is there another red one?
Oh, look at that.
No, that's this one. Because
Oh.
I pulled back. I had it in 5. This one is pretty in pink. Oh, hibiscus.
So pretty. Wow.
Barbie girl. Viva magenta. And on the vine.
Look how nice that
On
is.
the vine. That's going to be my... Isn't that good? Kind of like very, very, very pink through to hot pink to like
Yes.
magenta and then red.
Yes.
So that's going to be this color, this hat.
Wow.
I could knit hats all day.
I love that.
I do want to get a sweater on. I do want to knit a vest before we get to the cruise.
Alaska?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Tin Can Knits have a vest? I can knit anything without sleeves.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for vest patterns, but that petite knit one you wanted to knit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's a
Love
very good. There's actually a bunch of vests. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do have a vest.
Okay, let me just continue because after I did this, and then, you know, as you're knitting and things happen in your brain, you're like,
Yes.
oh, the next hat, like you're dreaming up stitch patterns as you go. And then this will also be another one.
I feel like sometimes you think, oh, I'm going to run out of ideas. But it's the opposite. Like once you're in it and you're doing things, you're like, oh, I could change this a little bit. And
Yeah.
Jodi, that's so beautiful.
So this is using a 5 mini set.
Oh, I love it.
And then, but then like I'm only doing it once each color. And then the rest of the hat is going to be in pattern, but just your main color. Right?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Oh, no. That's very exciting.
I just love it. It's all Mosaic. I am so inspired by Mosaic knitting slip stitches. Like the slip stitches for me, when your slip stitches can do this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-brainer, but it's like, it's so beautiful.
And it's very fun to like knit, slip. I love the rhythm of it. It
Yeah.
feels really nice when you're
Yeah.
doing that.
It's funny. I'll have to remember what I was doing on this one. I didn't write it down, but I'll remember. But yeah, so that was me just really inspired
remember.
by, you know, sitting and chatting with women and men and sort of just not having to worry about a pattern and just being in the moment and just knitting.
It's a fantastic travel project.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'll have to name them something Irish.
I know. Jode.
So
Okay. I love it. I am knitting a new project. I have this already.
what on earth is that?
Jodi, let me tell you. Okay, I knit this already. This is called the Bias Shawl. It's a free pattern that goes with this handmaiden rumple yarn, which is 100% boucle silk. It's ridiculous how soft and drapey it is.
It's 100% silk?
Yes. It's
Whoa.
so gorgeous. It's a yarn they've done for a long, long time. And I have this shawl in a pale blue. And it's gorgeous. So it's not so exciting at this moment because I haven't blocked it. It is the simplest lace you're ever going to do. It's just the very, very simple yarn over knit two together. And then you knit back. So the pattern itself is free. I can tell you that. But the drape, like when you wear this... Anyway, you guys, I'm not really showing it to the best of its ability.
It's tiny still.
It's one of those ones you can drape it or you can block it. You can actually make it as big as you want. But this size in the pattern, you only need one skein of yarn. It's really beautiful. If you wanted to knit it even bigger to make it like a summer wrap. You know how you can make sort of a big rectangle and then seam it so you can have little like sleeve openings? You could do that.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
It's very basic and very beautiful. And
What size needle?
6 millimeter.
You'll have to really tug that. Like,
Yeah.
Because the boucle, the stitches kind of get, wow, that's
Yes.
gorgeous.
So this is going to have a wet block. But when I wear the blue one, it's like, oh, that looks really beautiful. It's very, very soft blue, very easy to knit.
Which direction are you
Not
going
exciting to
in?
knit.
Oh, that direction. No, boy.
Right.
But
So
sometimes you need those projects, A, that you're not paying attention, and B,
it's a total product knit for me
It's
that
gonna
I
be
just want the
gorgeous.
shawl, the wrap, the scarf. This is going to be more of a scarf. Because everything's a knit two together, that's what gives you the bias. Everything, all those lace yarn overs lean to the right because it's all knit two togethers.
oh, really?
If you did one row knit two together, one row SSKs or whatever, like you can make it do whatever you want, but that's how easy it is to make it on the bias for this one. Everything's just leaning that way when you do your lace. So super simple, super easy. We'll see. And we'll see how big it is after. I don't even know how long I'm going to make it. I can't remember. My old one, I'll just have to measure it. I'm always buy an extra
beautiful.
skein. Oh, what am I going to... So anyway, Handmaiden is an incredible yarn company from out in Eastern Canada. They do lots of beautiful yarns.
Where in Eastern Canada?
Wow. That's a lot of questions. Like Nova Scotia or something like that? New Brunswick? Way out.
I got you a gift.
Really, really?
You get to open it.
Jodi. Ah. I love this stuff. Thank you. I don't have this one.
You got to open it.
Save it for my birthday.
Oh, should have.
Birthdaybalm.com. I love it.
Glitter. It's glitter.
Oh my God, it tastes like a cupcake.
But like opalescent, so you don't see, oh my God, she's wearing glitter, but then you see, oh my God,
Good?
she's wearing glitter.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
My wrinkly mouth.
It's the lip balm.
Oh my God, it's delish.
They have different scents. Some of them have like a tint in them, very light tint. This is called birthdaybalm.com. And
it's by Glossier.
oh my God.
And I have the mint one, which is amazing. There's a coconut, there's a mango, there's kind of a pinky one. But it's not just...
There's a lavender one.
It's not just for the look. Like, this stuff moisturizes your lips.
This is called
Thank you,
Birthday.
Jodi.
So good.
And it's just so sparkly for my
Okay.
bag. It tastes like a vanilla cupcake. It totally tastes like cake batter.
Yes, so good. Okay. Another brand new thing that I love is highlighter sticks. Listen, Rihanna knows her makeup game because everything she comes out with is as awesome as the next. This is called This is called Starstruck. It's called a match stick. It's called Starstruck. And it's a little bit of a highlighter stick.
Sometimes highlighters are so glittery that I just
This is
think,
not. This is like...
I'll be the judge of that. Let me see. Oh yeah, no, that's really nice.
And there's different colors in this.
It's pretty, it's pretty glittery. It's very nice though. It's a nice highlighter. Listen, that's the whole point of them. You need that shimmer.
Oh, it's so good. And there's different colors. There's ones that lean like bronzier or for different skin tones. If you just want something kind of that just melts into your skin tone, they have colors
Fenty
to
does
match.
amazing stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to share my skincare
This.
next time. I just thought I had so much stuff.
I had to show you because this is brand new.
Oh, we were going to.
And you know that I am in love with the Drunk Elephant, the glow drops.
So this is a bronzer. I'm in the market for.
This is one of those. This is called Glow Recipe. This is Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Hue Drops in the color Sun Glow.
So it's skincare as well because niacinamide is.
So don't be afraid. You kind of just it's a bit of a bronzer. You can either put it just on top of your makeup.
Jodi, that's really pretty.
You can add it to your moisturizer.
That's really pretty.
It just adds this like glow
And moisture if it's
and
that.
it's so light you don't even know it's there. You guys look.
It's a serum tint.
So you can put it underneath and then do your makeup for the day. I actually like to put it on top as well because it gives just this like, oh, I've just gotten back from the Bahamas.
Right.
Kind of glow.
I'm relaxed and
But look at
beachy.
it. Oh, it's so good.
Okay, I love it, Jode. I will definitely try that.
It's new. It's so good. I believe there's only one color, so you can't go wrong. But
Sun Glow.
it just gives you.
I know.
dewy-
We have so much.
Listen, I need all.
That's pretty.
I need all the help. Yeah, it's pretty.
And subtle. Like this is something. Like I feel like sometimes people are like bronzer. I'm afraid I'm going to be the wrong color.
No.
This is not like that.
Don't be afraid of
This is not like that. I definitely don't want to be orange.
No.
No, this is not like that.
Right? And it just feels weightless on your skin.
I love a serum. The serum's my favorite part of
Right?
skincare. So tell me, now that your laser for your eye thing,
Yeah.
did it go red or scat? Like it looks
No.
like you haven't had anything done.
No, Tracie, it was like a like a gamma ray gun. And it was pointy like a needle. So he like literally...
Did it touch your face?
Yes, he put the tip on those things. It wasn't one of those like...
Did you have to wear sunglasses things?
No, I think I might be blind. No. But it would like touch it and then go on to the next one.
Love it. Listen, I'm all over that.
Not to joke about not being able to see, but I didn't have protective eyewear.
Right. Okay, so it
No.
just wasn't like that. The
It wasn't-
laser
no.
light things are different.
It wasn't like that. This
is
was like a melt your
melting
skin
your
away.
face. Melting
Yes.
your face.
Yes.
Okay, so
You guys, is Star here this morning? Have I seen Star here this morning?
no, that's what I was saying at the beginning. I didn't touch base with
Okay.
Star, but
I didn't either.
maybe she's
God, we're
busy.
the worst.
We miss her. Always. Okay, so my other knitting things, you guys.
Okay, remind me, Mother's Day gift after this.
Okay. My other knitting things are 2 class kind of samples from our trip.
Okay.
Because I was so monogamous with this sweater, you guys. I put so many hours into it. But I want to share them with you. We had a class with Edel McBride.
She was just lovely.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
That woman could tell a story.
That was phenomenal. And she, of course, we were so lucky. We got all this yarn. So here we go. Edel McBride. She is an incredible designer. She's got yarn lines. She has a line of like hand knit sweaters by artisan knitters. That do the
Did
work.
you bring your sweater?
It's upstairs. I thought I would share it next time because there's so much stuff.
You can only do so much.
But we were learning traditional Irish Aran stitches. So that's the blackberry stitch. And we were using traditional Irish sheep yarn, which is, there's only one breed native to Ireland, which we found out is the Galway. And you can tell. It is crisp and woolly. And some people are going to say, oh, that's scratchy wool. But it's almost like dry. And I couldn't find this swatch until late last night.
But this would be great
wanna
for
wash
outerwear.
this.
Yeah, because this is very scratchy.
Those Aran sweaters were like, they would be something as outerwear.
Yeah.
But the cables pop like nothing.
Oh, you guys, look at that.
It was actually, if you love woolly wool, you're not going to have any issues with this yarn. I actually dream of putting mohair with it, like just to knit with the breed. And because I had no idea this sheep breed was endangered. When you go to Ireland, buy all the sweaters they sell there, most of them are made with merino, which is something that's imported. It is not an Irish product. So, we learned so much. This is Edel's yarn.
Yeah.
And it is get out of town. It's tweedy. It's crazy. It's so nice.
She's chosen the tweeds that go in these yarns
The
herself.
pop in that green, the bright orange and the magenta fuchsia, like it's just...
And see, it's a little bit different in the next one. And then look at this, you guys. It's like blush. Tweed blush.
Oh, imagine that in a sweater. There's one of her designs. Like Edel had these incredible patterns and...
Why is this? This is not the blend that this is. This is not.
No, this is her Galway yarn. This is
100%.
What does she call this? I don't know. This is spun at the Donegal mill in.
Let me scan
in
the
Donegal,
QR code.
But this is her strictly Galway Irish native sheep breed yarn. So there's nothing else in that but the Galway yarn, and that is. When you look at pictures of traditional Aran sweaters, that is what they're wearing. That kind of wool, that kind of yarn.
It was to her website.
She passed around all these samples, so we got to squish yarn and see everything. But she had a child sweater that was 30 years old, and somebody knit it, and it got passed down from cousin to cousin to cousin through the years, and now Edel's got it. It looks brand new. This stuff wears like iron.
Yeah.
And I often think of that. Like, we need to think of what, well, I do. I think that part, it would be wonderful to have things that are going to last and maybe other people will wear. And that can kind of, your yarn choice can affect that, right? Like certain things will wear better than others.
Exactly. And when these traditions were new, when they started, this was out of absolute, right, like you said, necessity to live. They lived, on an island, right, with the whipping cold wind. This was made them, survive.
This was their only option. But it was also, because the sheep breed's native to Ireland, it's perfect for the weather.
Yes.
It repels the water, like
Yes.
keeps you warm.
No, it's not the softest, but it's beautiful woolly Irish
It was just
wool.
sad to hear this story, which we also hear here.
I was just seeing if I could find
all over the
blend.
world, really, where
Yeah.
people, the fleece of the sheep is not valued as much. Like these people that are farming these beautiful sheep are not getting paid well for the fleeces, right? To entice them to think, oh, I'm gonna breed sheep and get a better fleece because it's going to be worth more money. It's just very interesting. And then we learned a lot of that with the Galway Wool Co-op, where a lot of, things you buy in Ireland, they say made in Ireland, but they're not Irish products. Like they're not a wool that was grown in Ireland. Some of it's spun in Ireland only, but it's a fleece from somewhere else because of merino. I mean, you can't go anywhere without buying or seeing that people are buying sweaters.
It's because traditionally, like we as knitters now really require or looking for the softness level,
Yeah.
and you just cannot get that with with the Galway sheep.
Well, and I think they're working on that. They really
Yes.
are working on ways to spin it. They need mills. There's nowhere in Ireland to scour fleece, whatever. Even if you grow it there, apparently it has to be sent out of the country for that step. So it's so interesting to hear, and I'm sure we're getting some of this wrong.
But
So don't hold me to it.
It's amazing to hear these women speak about the traditions and how they want to preserve the wool and
give the
do
breed
better.
Give the breed a platform. Like we
Yes.
want to boost this breed so that people are like, oh, Galway, that's the traditional Irish fleece. I want to knit in that and create demand. And so because they don't want it interbred, it's actually become a registered kind of program, just like a kennel club or anything like that. Like all these purebred Galways are being registered. Hi, honey. If you want to learn more, you need to go to the Galway Wool Co-op website. And Bloned, who's, doing all the speaking about this, and she's one of the amazing people spearheading the co-op, she did an interview on the Woolly Mammoth Fibres YouTube channel, which I watched and was amazing. And she tells us all about it. So Emma is an incredible yarn dyer in Northern Ireland. I love her yarn. But she's often, like, that's what Emma does. She gets local fleece and has it spun in Ireland or sometimes the UK. And she's natural dyer, and she dyes natural real wool that hasn't been superwashed. So she is actually dyeing this Galway wool from the Galway Wool Co-op and has already had an update, and there will be some more. But if you're interested in getting a skein or knitting some cabled mittens or, something, maybe you've always dreamed of knitting an Aran sweater. Well, wow, this would be incredible. I am going to knit. I did buy some wool at the Galway Wool Co-op. So there's
that's so beautiful.
Natural. This is completely natural. And this has been dyed with carrot tops. And,
so beautiful.
I just thought it was such a great souvenir. And I see, color work perhaps or cables or whatever. But it is, you look at it and you feel it and you go, whoa, this is rustic. And it is. So there's no...
there's nothing wrong with rustic. It makes
but I don't want people to think they're going to be getting
is
the opposite of merino, but that's not what makes it great in my eyes.
It's the beauty of like the woolly wool, Irish wool, and that's what you wanted.
Totally.
As a
and
treasure.
as tourists, we think, oh, there's sheep everywhere in Ireland. Obviously, you can buy Irish wool everywhere, and obviously you can buy sweaters made of Irish wool everywhere. And I'm telling you, that's not the case.
The mainly sheep are bred for food in Ireland.
Yeah. And a lot of the, they've got these giant woolen stores, and they're mostly, yes, they're spun in Ireland, the wool, but it's pretty much all merino from like New Zealand and Australia and stuff like that. It feels amazing. And I bought a sweater, don't get me wrong. But it is not an Irish product. And to me, wouldn't it be terrible to not have that part of Ireland to go to and to get Irish wool and to be able to get that stuff? So I think what they're doing is really important. And maybe you guys didn't know about them like we didn't know about them. So maybe you want to check out galwaywool.ie. We'll have that in the show notes.
I'm just going to pull up a photo.
But definitely go to Emma's wool. It's the YouTube channel. It's called, I think it's Emma Robinson. But you'll have a great interview.
There's the beauty.
Yes. We did put a little Instagram post up so you can get their Instagram and get their website if you'd like to go check that out. But it is what they're doing is just a huge part of Irish culture.
Look at her. Sheep was like, oh, photo.
And one of the great things I learned about Galway sheep is they actually produce a giant fleece, which is
let me show you
like
how
quite a
round
bit
they
bigger
are.
than lots of other breeds. So you can get lots of yarn, right? Because they're so cute.
Look at how round they are.
And
Like,
apparently they're just a beautiful breed to live with.
They're
very,
very
good mothers,
gentle. Oh,
very sweet. So I hope next time we go to Ireland,
baby.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Oh my God.
What I got that was knit out of the Galway wool, sheep wool, was this little crocheted lamb.
She's so cute.
We had another local woman.
Yeah. Sandra.
Who came and spoke about what she loves about Irish wool and what she does. And she...
and she's a American. She's been in Ireland for
Yeah.
like 24 years. She came from North Carolina. And she is, if you look...
It's a yarn shop, right?
I'm not sure. She's Irish Fiber Crafters on
Yes.
Instagram. So if you want to buy this Galway wool, that's where you can get it.
Yeah.
But she's an amazing artist and a spinner and all of that
She gave
kind of
some
stuff.
demonstrations and talked more about the wool. And
But
what she
they're
li-
making, I mean, it is literally, you guys, if you want to use this more rustic yarn, this is a great way to do it. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A tough
Love
little
it.
project like this.
Yeah.
Or people that love rugs, making rugs or weaving. There's so many things you can do with this yarn. It doesn't
Beautiful.
have
Yeah.
to be hand knit next to your skin. But I think a pair of mittens would be amazing in it, and that's what I'm hoping to make.
Love it.
Yeah. Do you have any more knitting?
Yes. I have one. I can save it. No, I'm going to show it now.
What?
So,
And then I'm going to show my swatch.
you might as well throw it in the garbage.
I'm done. Game over.
I will be wearing this next time, but I wanted to show you guys a sneak peek. This was crocheted and knit by Melissa. She is a friend that we met on Pender Island, who is also a rock star of a sample knitter. Crocheter. So this is the Jethro cardigan.
Stop it.
This
I
is
cannot
a
even.
brand new crochet and knit sweater by Tanis.
That one's Jethro? Okay.
Yeah, Tanis of Tanis Fiber Arts. I still have to get the buttons, but you crochet this these beautiful granny squares and piece them together.
Can I just see what you do?
And then pick up your stitches and knit the bands and knit the sleeves.
That's going to be, wow. I bet you she had a ball making this.
It is more than spectacular. And we'll talk about it more. We're kidding this. I have one, Darlene's going to send her sample back in the next week or two. And I will have 2 colors to choose from.
For the same thing, does she do the same pattern?
Yes, but
Okay.
just a totally different color palette. Blues and greens and yellow.
I love that you're doing a kit.
We're doing 2 kits. I can't even
This
look at
would be an
It's
amazing
so
travel
good.
project just to crochet all your granny squares.
Right. Like it is. So,
wow, those colors, Joe.
So let me just show you really quickly, like the thoughtfulness that Melissa put into this.
So this is DK.
Not Melissa, Michelle. I'm so sorry. My apologize. Michelle. That Michelle put into, it's DK. It's, okay, so let me just, I just
Oh my
wanted to show
God,
you
I love
guys what
making
she
granny
did.
squares.
So granny square, this is a She was
So was this an inspo?
No, this is what she did when she put in sorry. You can put in your colors you want to do. Oh my God.
Do you have to save it?
No.
Okay.
Here it is. So she put in the colors that I gave her, and it randomly told her where to put what color. Like, she created this from the colors I gave her.
But what do you mean she put it in something?
Like, this is a digital thing, and it tells you what color.
Okay.
So it's one of those creators.
I've never heard of that.
Just like it's that's it. You can type in like that Stripe Creator app.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, you've never heard of that Stripe Creator app?
No. And clearly I need to know about that.
Okay, can somebody remind us here about that striping sequence and color creator?
It said at the bottom, Crochet Studio.
This is pattern generated with Crochet Studio.
Okay,
yeah.
So I wonder if that's an app.
Anyway, so this is what she did.
So people that have Scrappy at home,
and then
right? Like if you wanted to do,
yeah.
Some people are very intimidated by putting together a bunch of colors. So that would be a great tool.
Yes.
And
so
boy,
it's like, oh my God.
Well, that was worth the whatever time it took to do that, because look at the result. It's out of this world.
It's out of this world. Yeah. Michelle it just knocked this out of the park.
I need to make myself one of those.
Yeah.
And I thought I wanted the pullover because Tanis has is it Fleetwood that's the pullover?
Yes. Yeah.
But then I saw the cardigan and thought, I think it's the cardigan.
The cardigan is so good. Now, the pullover you're talking about is just the panel in the front. I think it's 9 maybe squares. And then the rest is picked up and knit.
So this is much more of a crochet project. There's really just sleeves and a ribbing edging.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with this one.
I can't even tell you with these colors.
And yes, the colors are amazing, but just the pattern alone to me is what's like, it's out of this world.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that's inspiring. Beyond inspiring.
I thought so. I couldn't not show it this week.
And what a stunning sample, Jodi.
Yeah. In 2 weeks, we will have the kits for you.
Wow.
Yeah,
I am over the moon.
Yeah, me too. So
wow.
Good. So good. My cats are
I wonder what they feel like. Like, do you think maybe she would just be like, I'm sorry, I'm keeping this? Knit your own damn sweater.
She said it was the most fun project she's ever done.
I believe it.
It's the color. It gives you, it provokes emotion. It stirs emotion in us when it's...
And granny squares, there's something magical about making granny squares.
Yes.
They are so much fun to make. And maybe it's like knitting stripes, especially if you're always changing your colors to make the granny stripe. But I just remember thinking, oh my God, this is fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
I need to get back into it.
I totally agree.
Now I see why there was all those old crocheted granny square blankets. Mm-hmm. Like, fun.
Yeah. And quite quick. We know crochet is quite quick. And it just hits
a different button in your creativity.
It does.
For me, for sure.
Yeah.
For the little I've done, but I keep thinking to myself, I got to do more. Okay. Here is my last knit project to share with you, and it's tiny but mighty. It's so beautiful. We took a class with Una McDonough, and she lives on the Aran Islands, and she's an incredible knitting teacher, and we learned about Irish cables and Aran knitting, and this was one of the projects we did. We used a Donegal yarn. So
it was beautiful.
Studio Donegal has a bunch of yarns, and the one we used for this is their Donegal Aran Tweed. And so this is awesome. And it's actually got, I think she said 20% actual Irish wool in here. But it is, what does it feel like?
And it's flecky. It's
not as scratchy as Lopey, but it is definitely
Noro.
Kind of, yes, Jodi. Yes.
Even the ply of it, it's a single ply.
Right.
It's just twist. It's so good.
Oh my gosh! Look at the bloom. Because I did block it. It's
really beautiful,
gorgeous. So Aran weight, and it's got all of these cables. And Una taught us first of all about all the cables, but this one here is in her family. She talked about the Aran knitters would do the sweaters, and you could literally look at them and go, "Oh well, you know, Shannon so-and-so did that one, or that's their family cable.
Yeah.
So this one, isn't that special? Oh my God, I
special.
love this cable. I had never done anything like that before.
It's so beautiful. That link that runs over top.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's twisting this way and then in and out vertically too. So, and of course, there was baubles in it. Well, hello. Like, how nice are those? But something that was really interesting to me was this ribbing. And this is their Irish, it's their Aran twisted rib. But if you look at it, it looks quite different than what we would think of as twisted rib. And that's because you're knitting through the back loop on one row and then not on the next. So it just gives you a different look. I love it.
I
will
do love it.
Definitely use it in my own knitting for like mittens or hats or something like that. I think it's really pretty. At first I thought, oh, that's kind of messy, right? Like it's not as even and crisp as what we do for twisted rib, but you know what? I really love it. I think it's softer.
I felt that way when I was knitting it, when I got 2 or 3 rows in. I thought, oh, this doesn't look quite as crisp. It's not quite as crisp.
Yeah.
But once you finished the ribbing and looked back at it, I thought it was quite beautiful.
I love it. I really love it. So this was one of our projects. And now I'm going to finish this, bring it around like this. This is actually a wine bottle cozy, you guys. So I'll bring it around like this, and it's going to fold down like that. And there'll be some buttons. Isn't it cute? So you got your baubles up the back, cables up the front. I'll have some buttons. I'll finish it. I'll show it again when it's finished. And boy, does this yarn, I love the feel of it washed.
Someone
It feels amazing.
suggested putting a vase in it. So you
Well-
know those vases, you can get just plain glass, like hurricane small vases?
Yeah. Well, as soon as I saw that it was a wine bottle thing, I thought, oh, I have a plastic vase full of, or a glass vase full of wooden knitting needles.
Yeah.
And so I
Someone
think-
meaning you probably said that.
I did say that. That's what I thought when I saw it. So you can put it in
love it.
anything, but you can actually put it around a vase for flowers if you want. But
I forgot to bring it, but I knit the little hat. There was a little bottle topper hat.
you'll have to bring it. When this is done, we'll put it on something. Anyway.
It's cute.
Yeah, Jodi had scotch tastings and gin tastings.
Oh, I didn't realize I liked gin.
Go to
as much as I
Ireland,
do.
it's boozy.
No kidding. It's
Great.
very boozy.
Very boozy.
Just the sheer amount of pubs. I've never.
I've never either. It's cultural, right? Like those pubs on even the tiniest little towns would have we
after-
went to Dublin, which is a village. It's tiny, it's amazing and gorgeous and right on the sea, and I think people go there for holiday because it's right on the sea. It's very close to the Cliffs of Moher. But this tiny little village had like 3 pubs and they're known for live music. But we got lunch there. I had the best mushroom soup.
So good.
It was amazing. Listen, it was great. Those funny little moments.
Okay, what have I got in my bag of tricks? Okay.
You tell me. Nice, Jode.
From Studio Donegal that we went to,
Yes.
I wanted to bring back. So it's the beautiful
We watched the weavers.
weavers
working.
upstairs. They had these hundreds-year-old beautiful looms that they're still working on, and it's all still completely 100% hand done. And it was so rhythmical and beautiful to watch these makers on these looms. I wanted to bring a treasure, a little piece of something home. And so I bought a pillow form
I love that.
from Studio Donegal, and this side was this one colorway, and then the other side looked quite different. So
They had quite a showroom. Like you can buy blazers and jackets
Yeah.
and vests and
The beauti-
hats
yeah,
and
beautiful.
but blankets. You can buy all of this online too, so you don't have to go to Ireland to get it. You can buy their yarn and their weavings. But it was, we were having a tour and the gentleman was wearing a Donegal tweed vest and it looked
so handsome.
so good.
yeah, it was so beautiful. And the yarn, you guys, there was several different ones to choose from, ranging in softness levels, but it was just that idea of getting kind of like some treasure yarn that you bought on your holiday
Sure.
from Ireland.
Spun in Ireland. They've got a
Beautiful.
mill.
They've got a mill right
Yeah.
there.
The mill's across the street from the
Yeah.
showroom and the weaving.
Yeah. It was so fun. I'm just bringing.
What's that?
That was that silk stuff that I bought that I said, oh, I got to show you.
From Donegal. I didn't see that.
No, I bought it in a shop.
But it's spun in Donegal.
Yeah.
It's got the genuine Donegal. I don't know what that means. Yeah. So at Donegal, this is where I thought to myself the whole trip, I'm going to get a sweater quantity there because, you know, it was the mill and whatever. They have what's called soft Donegal, which is 100% merino wool, and it's gorgeous and it's tweedy, kind of worsted weight. And I chose what's just called their, what do they call this? Donegal. This is the other one. This is not soft Donegal. It is 100% wool, but with not 100% merino. And I think there's 20%
Yeah.
Irish wool in here. So this feels a little more rustic, but not, I mean, it feels like the perfect sweater yarn, if I'm being honest. It feels amazing. I got this kind of navy blue that has so many colorful pops in it.
And it's worsted, right?
Yeah. So
100 grams, 218 yards.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm making, but that's the sweater quantity I brought home.
I don't know that I love this color
Jodi, I feel like
anymore.
you're crazy.
I don't
It's
know.
going to look so good on you.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. Maybe.
I felt like that knitting this whole thing.
Yeah. Did you?
Yes. I'm thinking, I don't know what I was doing picking this color and then end up loving it. I feel like this is a great color for you.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Who am I kidding? Of course I love
It's
it.
a peacocky blue. I love it.
Like a slatey kind of
I feel
dark
like it's in
watery
your
blue.
wheelhouse, but it's not something you have. This is to fill a hole.
Thank you. Love it. I love it.
It's beautiful.
woolly without being scratchy,
I agree. It's a very nice
if that makes sense.
natural wool.
Yeah.
If you want only soft, then get their Donegal soft
Yeah.
tweed or something that's called. It's beyond yummy, 100% merino. It's so nice.
Yeah.
And then I think this one just has different wools in it, a bunch of different wools.
Right. It's beautiful.
All spun at their mill right there in Donegal. So
Yeah. So this was, I just thought it was interesting. The base was,
I guess I should get my hedgehog. I didn't bring it. That's my problem.
just a minute. Oh, okay. Here we go. Cashmere, merino, and silk. 257 yards.
Wow. Where did you find that? At the This Is Knit?
No, just in one of the like touristy.
Oh, in those
shops.
woolen mill
Yeah.
shops.
You know what's funny though? It doesn't give you the breakdown.
Oh, I know.
Oh no, it does. Never mind. It's teeny. 92% merino wool, 4% cashmere, 4% silk.
I found a bunch of yarn that literally just said 100% wool.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But I like to know.
I don't think you would look at this or feel this and with that 4% of each realize it's really anything other than wool.
Oh, it feels really nice though.
It feels nice.
Yeah.
So I got this really dark color and then I got a complimentary gray. I don't know what I'll do. Maybe an accessory, mittens.
Super pretty.
Yeah, but I just
Cowl.
thought the base was quite pretty.
Cowl would be
Yeah.
incredible.
Okay, you guys. Do you have to go upstairs?
No. I don't.
We talked about going to Hedgehog Fiber when we were in Cork, and we did.
What?
We did it. Unfortunately, Beata was not available to come say hello, which is totally fine.
Listen.
Everyone's got busy, but
Totally.
we were hosted by Rose, who is a doll.
She is wonderful.
Gracious.
And warm and
sweet. Yeah.
sweet. And so, what is it like to go to Hedgehog? Well,
It's amazing.
amazing. They have this incredible racks and shelves of samples, and they've created like a little yarn shop for you to go through, and they've got a giant like velvet tufted couch sitting knitting area.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It's warm and gorgeous and beautiful, and we stayed long, and that we did have our husbands with us then, and they just kind of parked themselves and enjoyed the ride. But
Okay, let me just come into our photos, you guys, for a split second.
anyway, Jodi, I have things for you in here. We got to see the color of the month before it went out, which was stunning.
Look at their wall. I'm just going to flip through some of these. We just
put on all
they have
these samples.
so many samples. Look, it's going to be like a flipogram.
They have a whole wall full of their
Look at
colors, you guys. It's like a pegboard with these incredible skeins of yarn. And I actually bought yarn to make a cardigan that I've never really seen before, and I don't think, like, I shocked myself what I picked. That's it. No,
This?
No, that's not it. I wonder if there's a picture of me in it. I don't know. Anyway, it's light as air, and they made it in their alpaca boucle.
I'm trying
And the sample they did was one skein. So this is 620 meters.
We just had so much fun.
66% alpaca, 34% silk. And it's amazing. So I'm going to make this rainbowy, large, open, airy, fluffy. But they also had another sweater where they held their cashmere merino lace weight with the alpaca. And the fabric was insanely gorgeous.
I'm trying to see if I can find it.
So I've decided to do the same cardigan, but I'm going to add the cashmere.
There's Miss Rose
merino.
herself. We got to post this. I forgot to post that.
So this is 300 meters for 50 grams, and this is 600 meters for 100 grams. So basically,
Yeah.
it's going to be almost DK by the time you put a bigger needle and stuff. You guys.
Is that
This
it?
is going to be, no, that's the sweater these two together.
Oh, this sweater that Tracie's wearing with the color blocking.
The fabric of that, you guys, insane.
So beautiful.
And Beata has designed all of these beautiful patterns, and they're all free,
I
right?
didn't see you in it.
Like when you, pardon?
I didn't see you in it.
No.
Yes, free.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys, this alpaca blue clay.
How fun is that going to be?
Can't even wait.
Your wardrobe is so neutral that this with the pop is just going to be the most fun.
And the feel of these
Yes.
together was out of
I
this
got a
world.
boucle too. It's one of their potlucks, which means it's not repeatable, but it's them having tons of fun in the dye baths. But I thought it would be fun to maybe even hold this with natural, like a DK or a fingering natural, and then just let this
Jodi,
shine.
that's really pretty.
Or something super light. But
Yeah.
it's just really moody and
But there's so much
mauvey and
yardage on
purple.
this stuff.
There's so much yardage.
So you could even just hold that double. Double, it's still 300 meters.
You're so smart.
You could make some kind of a scarfy wrap thing. I mean, who
Maybe
knows?
that's what I'll do.
You know what would be fun is to make that stripes in a sweater.
But this is like what we think of Surrey alpaca, but it's boucle.
Right. Yeah, it's really,
It's a
really
boucle
gorgeous.
Surrey alpaca.
And
you guys, it's amazing.
They design and mill their own bases, right? So I don't think this is something you can get elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's their
Yeah.
their hedgehog. And they do spinning fiber, people. And they do clubs.
Oh, you guys, we've talked
I haven't
about their
been in a
cups
hedgehog
before.
club forever. I might.
Sign up for their email because we're in the middle of a session right now, a 3-month club session. So I get in the next month, I believe we're going to get the next installment of clubs.
We had the best chat with Rose. She was so lovely.
She really was.
Yeah. And, she answered all of our silly questions about all kinds of stuff. And it was just the most wonderful visit. We left there totally high on yarn fumes and completely spoiled. Look what one of the things what they do with their yarn waste. They make these little journals. And they had, here's what I thought. I thought when I went there that I was going to buy a sweater quantity of Tweedy yarn. That was what I thought. I'm buying another color, and I still love it beyond measure, their Tweedy yarn. And I'm shocked that I bought the boucle, but I'm thrilled with it.
You get inspired when you see items knit.
And we met Maria.
Yes.
We met a knitter at Hedgehog.
We did.
And that was so much fun. But they had that great idea to use their yarn waste in scraps and mill it with a sweater yarn, right? So, and others are doing the same thing. I mean, I love.
It's brilliant.
It is brilliant. And it is such a great way to use something that's not going to, it's garbage otherwise. It's brilliant. They've created this product. So La Bien-Aimée does a bunch of it. It's brilliant.
This is, I bought 2 skeins of it in this soot color. This is their, like a charcoal, I would say.
So pretty.
It's so good. Look at the speckles. And each batch, don't forget, if you're buying a sweater quantity, get an extra skein because each batch, each dye lot / run will be different because they're always using different batches of the fiber, right? The little bits. So Tracie's sweater in the natural color looks quite different than mine because of our yarn bits in it. Yeah.
You just like saying bits.
I do, little bits and bobs, but that's really pretty.
I totally agree. So they have all these bases. This is the color's called Lone Wolf, and it's their Blueface Leicester sock yarn. So 80% BFL, 20% nylon, and that's such a great blend for long-lasting socks.
Beautiful.
So I thought my husband needed a pair of socks to commemorate our trip. Jodi had that great idea, and I thought, you know what? He loves his socks. Jeff loves his socks. Same for me. I feel like when I saw Hedgehog fiber yarn, that was the first kind of wild, speckly, indie dyed yarn that I fell in love with. So I did end up coming home with her.
That's amazing.
This is the same base again, 80% BFL. This color is called Sun Shower. And they had this little table of minis, and I grabbed a couple of minis at the last minute. But Hedgehog, she's incredible. I mean, yarn stores all over the world, right? And it's been a dream for a long time to have a chance to go there. So we just felt very like we were checking a bucket list item off the list.
It was so good.
Yeah.
The one color that my husband chose is Swamp.
Oh my God.
And these are going to be his socks,
Those
Ireland
are
socks.
really great.
They're fingering. They didn't have a DK at the moment. So I got fingering, and I'll hold it double.
That'll be great.
DK socks, because DK is his favorite. So the most fun.
Yeah.
Just, you guys, to visit these places that we've talked about and we've grown to love, and to be able to be in their space, and it was just the most fun.
So another yarn I brought home, what is also 100% Irish wool. It's Romney and Blueface Leicester, and it's a brand new-ish yarn, I want to say.
Yeah.
And it's by Eru Yarn. I bought it at This Is Knit. I think that means they've spun it in Donegal.
It does.
That's their mill thing.
I believe it does.
So also spun in Donegal. It is fingering weight, and I bought 4 colors. I'm thinking color work. This is the creamy,
beautiful,
undyed right here. This is creamy undyed. It's called Sheep's Back.
Did you buy that when we were there?
No, I bought it online.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no. That's part of the thing when you travel. It's like,
Did you buy it while we were in Ireland still?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When I finally realized they're going to be closed the day
at
we're
these
back
3
in
colors
Dublin,
together.
I know. So this is actually one of their new colors that they just had come out. Bluebell, Rosebud,
Kind
and
of indigo-y.
Sea Song.
It's gorgeous.
So I feel like there's some color work options here. There was also a beautiful mitten sample in the shop, just in the plain creamy undyed. But, for some reason when I travel, I like to bring home yarn that's
Of course.
that country, right? Special from that country. So I thought it was beautiful.
I also grabbed something very local when we were at This Is Knit.
Yes.
This is called, the brand is Irish Artisan Yarn, IAY.
Right.
And this happens to be their Tweedy yarn. It is 85% superwash merino and 15% Donegal nep.
So it's a indie dyer.
It's more like a worsted, 100 gram, 212 meters.
That was one thing I did found was different. Like the terminology didn't always translate to exact, like some things that are DK over there is definitely the same as worsted here.
Yes.
So, but it's all marked by yardage. And if
Yeah.
you just go by that, then you'll know. So
This
I
is
think that's more like a worsted.
Dublin colorway,
Jodi, I love it.
right?
What will you make?
I don't know.
I
Probably
know.
a hat. I don't know. Or just treasure right now. It'll sit on my shelf.
It's a
until it
really
finds
beautiful
a pattern.
color.
I love it.
It's very you.
And it's local. She's an indie dyer. It's
Right.
called Dublin, Donegal Neps. So it kind of just all made sense for me to
I agree.
put that in my
Great-
basket.
Great pick. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to think. I do have some other things that came, but they're not really related to our trip. But I have other things that I have a present for you.
What?
I do.
Bring it on.
Close your eyes.
Don't wait.
I saw these on Instagram, of course, or maybe it was on their podcast.
Tracie, I love it.
Do you?
Yes.
I mean, you can pick this one too if you want.
Yeah, let's do the purple.
Yeah, you want purple
Let's
instead?
do the purple.
Okay.
Oh my God. Did someone make these?
I don't know the story about making these. These are from the Knitting Place. Dinah is such a sweetheart. I watch Dinah and Pam on their YouTube channel.
Boy, these are nice.
So there's the Knitting Place is a yarn shop, and Dinah and Pam are always knitting and making kits and doing knit-alongs. These are their like new project bags. So there's so many colors, and they're all kind of sparkly letters. This is Knit Happens. This is Unwind.
Ball sack.
Ball sack. So they're all really fun. And Dinah popped an extra one in. So thank you, Dinah. We're going to absolutely make sure someone gets the extra.
Do you care the one I picked?
No, I don't.
For some reason, this is speaking to me.
Listen, pick the one that makes you happy.
God, these are big.
I know.
Oh, I love it so much. You know what I find I probably will do is put something fun on, like as a little bit of a pull, like maybe
Yeah.
make a pom-pom.
Yeah, you could totally
or
do
put
that.
a tassel.
You could totally do that, but it's definitely a good size. I just thought they were really, really cute. And these letters are very like 3D.
Oh my
Kind of
gosh.
chenille with the sparkle. So they're fun. They're beautiful.
Boy, those are great.
I know. I thought so too.
Tracie Millar.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You were very welcome. And thank you, Dinah. I love watching them.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's literally just like being at a knit night. They're adorable.
So I've been up since like just after 6 this morning.
Ew.
Were you?
No, not today.
Yeah.
But I woke up at 5 and then went
Then
back to sleep a little bit.
Look what I got. We went to Hote, which is a little coastal town that is in County Dublin, just
On the Irish Sea.
on the Irish Sea, and that's where we went to see the puffins. We had beautiful lunch, like a little boat tour, seeing the puffins, and then
There was a farmer's market.
cliff walk. Yeah,
We went on a cliff walk.
they had a little farmer's market. So
It's
look,
a serious hike. So I was like,
I waited.
we went with Robin.
Go without me.
Robin did the whole deal. You guys, I was totally scared of heights. And there was like, anyway, it was a beautiful.
Look at this.
I didn't know you. Oh, yes, I do remember you got that. So this is from the Little Farmer's Market. I brought home some Irish honey. There was a honey vendor there and gave that to Hannah. She loves tea with honey. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Oh my God.
That was a great day. So that was Easter
Yeah.
Sunday. Our tour hadn't started yet. Hopped on the train,
Hop to the train in LAX.
packed with people.
The Dart.
Yeah. And it was just like, it was crazy busy because it was the holiday weekend. There was tourists in town.
Yeah.
There was, people had no work to,
Yeah.
they got to have the day off.
Right.
But we had the best lunch. I had an incredible seafood chowder. That was where I had
was
that
such a
brown
good lunch.
bread for the first time. Good Lord. All the soups came with that brown bread. It was so good.
It was, yes.
And Irish butter. My body is down a pound of butter. Now that I'm
I'm
home.
missing it. Where can I get my hands on some
It was
Irish butter?
so good. Okay, here, do you want to see this other cute thing that I ordered?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you have great mail when you got home?
A little bit, just a little bit, not a lot. And I hadn't been ordering stuff for a long time. Katie, who's the green bean.
Cute.
And she's got the green bean pocket. I met her years and years ago at EYF. She was working, I believe, with Blacker Yarns then, but she's an incredible creative and an incredible artist.
Is she a graphic designer?
Well, I don't know. She's an artist for sure. Look what I bought. That's a pillow form. All these different UK sheep, maybe more than UK. And she had 2, like, that's not all of them. There's this many.
2 different ones.
Yeah.
2 different varieties.
Yeah. Do you want one? I just thought, once I get my you-know-what together and have a little couch down here, I thought these would be cute pillows.
Then put them down there. I'm going to order something from her shop, but let me take a photo of this.
Okay,
so I can do it after.
I bought her, like, tea towels, and she makes books and notebooks, and you're more than welcome.
No, I would love to support her.
Yeah,
I
she's
wonder
phenomenal.
if she does graphic design work.
I don't know.
Because look how whimsical this
Yeah.
is, you guys.
Yeah, and this is her dog Jack on the back. He's adorable.
It says, join me and Jack on our adventures. YouTube, Katie Greenbean.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was fun. I thought these were
So
really
what's her
sweet.
shop? Katie Greenbean
I
on
just went
Etsy?
to her on Instagram and then hit her link.
Okay, Katie.
So I don't remember if it was her own, which is probably her own website.
Katie Greenbean.
But isn't that nice?
Oh. I was not following you,
Kind
Katie.
of yarn
Now I am.
adjacent. She's an amazing maker, creator, talent. Oh yeah, she's on Etsy? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think she does graphic design work.
Yeah, she makes stamps.
Oh, we've got to hit her
Like,
up.
how cool is that?
We've got to do something with her.
Yeah, she's very and incredibly like calm to watch, and
Look
she
at
does
this.
beautiful videos.
She's got a fairy ring hat pattern PDF to purchase on Etsy. Cute.
So who doesn't need a sheep pillow or 2 in their like craft room decor?
Stickers. What else? Washi tape.
Yes,
lots of
everything.
Stickers.
I bought a little notebook and a tea towel and I think buy washi tape. Of course, I lose all that stuff. I don't know where I put it, but
look at the thistle mitten pattern.
oh, pretty.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I love your
Beautiful.
hair. Like you put your head down like that. Like I love it.
Well, we weren't supposed to talk about her hair, but can we talk about it for a minute?
Why aren't we supposed to talk about
Well, I feel like I'm always talking about it because I feel like I still have it, and I know everyone's going to say, and they're so sweet, like, oh, it's very nice. I love your hair, and that's very nice. But when you're in it and you can't quite style it properly, or it's too
No,
long,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Let me tell you about it. But
Like only every day.
So like it's long here. Like I feel like I need to cut the sides off and just have the top a little bit shorter. Like, am I eventually just going to go back to my regular cute short haircut? Like am I
usually how it
prolonging
goes.
the inevitable?
I feel like for some reason we feel like we need to change and ultimately end up back where we were because
Yeah.
it's what we like the best.
Yeah.
So who knows, Jode? It's just hair. It grows. You can do whatever you want.
I mean, I'm not fussing with it.
It looks really good, though, but when you put your head down and I saw the different color, I love your hair the silver too, but
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the silver. I
Yeah.
way prefer that. Anyway, yeah, so that's my woes.
of course you put weird
Let's
stuff
talk
on
about
it.
me. But yeah. Oh, let's talk about our lace.
Okay, so one of the little stops we made, was this on the way to Donegal? I forget.
I think it was actually.
It was actually a really lovely little stop. Carrick-Macross Lace Gallery. And this is a tiny little place in Carrick-Macross. And I have no idea how lace is made. I've never really thought about it.
I made some notes, so I'm checking where it was on our
I've never really thought about it.
Me neither.
So when you look at this, you think that fine line outlining the shapes must be made by a sewing machine. They're made by hand, every little tiny stitch. So it's kind of a fabric is overlaid this on top of the mesh, and then they stitch and stitch and then cut around it. I can't imagine doing all those stitches and then, oh my God, Mildred cut.
Oh, whoops, I sneezed and I've now ripped
Like-
a hole in it.
So it was mind blowing. They had giant pieces of lace. They do big weddings, dresses. They're known for
at
having
this.
done,
The cat.
they're known for having done some lace, I believe, on when Princess Diana got married. You can commission a christening gown. People will get the date of their, like, say your wedding, like Sarah and Michael, July, whatever. That's a beautiful thing to have framed as a gift. The little christening gown set I noticed was €1,000. And I mean, now you see why people pass these down, the amount of hours. And so it's completely, every tiny little stitch is done by hand. And I still can hardly believe it.
It's really funny because on the table, there were samples, like at different stages as she was speaking about it and the different steps to the lace making. And I took one and I just did a couple stitches. And then she looked at it and she goes, oh, who was doing this? It was like
Garbage. That's what she meant to say. Totally. But then you've got to cut around. So no, you can't cut the stitch. No, you can't cut the mesh. It's just, it's an art. Without a doubt, it is an absolute art. So
Right.
I
It
bought
was-
these little things and I don't know, I guess maybe I'll frame them or something.
You know, for me, even just putting it on the shelf and knowing I had a little treasure that you brought home.
I think sort of one of those little glass frames that are just glass, like, it's like
Yeah.
it's squished together. I don't know. It is a great little keepsake for hand, appreciating hand arts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was a really cool thing. It wasn't knitting related, but it was a very special little place to see. I'd never heard of it. You could buy all kinds of stuff. You could buy like Christmas ornaments and things like that.
Oh, I'm going to keep this.
That's a good one.
I'm going to
Pin it. You should put it in your, like on a corkboard. Put pins where we were.
So we started in Dublin, you guys, and then we went up to Northern Ireland. And
Star. Mwah, mwah.
then, oh, we're so happy. I was actually getting worried. I was looking at my phone.
I was
when
going
I
to
can
text you yesterday and forgot. And then,
We're the worst.
anyway, I'm glad to see you.
So we started in Dublin, kind of kissed Northern Ireland, where we went to Bleak Pottery, which we'll talk more about
When
because
it
we
comes.
ordered some stuff.
Yeah.
And we kind of came around here, hit like Galway and by the Aran Islands, went and then stopped, finished in Ennis with the group, and then we continued down with the boys after, down here to Cork, and then up back to Dublin. Like we did a giant.
Okay, we went to
circle.
was it the old Ground Hotel in Ennis? That was really nice.
Yes.
And the food was out of this world. It was so delicious.
I'm just thinking about that that gentleman that was waiting on us in the morning.
Yes.
He was
Pascal.
Yes.
But
the French guy. He was so cute.
didn't you find that
sandwich?
the sandwich was amazing?
It was an open-faced toasted ham with cheese.
Which one was that? Yes. Oh, for the pub lunch.
Just you and I sat when we
Yes,
got
and we
there.
had the soup. Okay, that sandwich was amazing. It was on a ciabatta.
It was the one time we shared,
And it
I
was
wish I
like
would've had my
ham
own.
carved off the bone. Like, it was phenomenal. Yes, so good. We could do a food review.
You know where else I would love to go next time? I would like to go up this way, up through Northern Ireland.
too.
And around.
Me too.
That way.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So, the Giant's Causeway and all that.
Yes.
That's up in Northern Ireland.
Yes.
I said to Shane, wouldn't it be fun? There's something called the Wild Atlantic Way.
Yes.
Which is a highway that you could follow. It's not always the fastest route, but it's a highway road or a waterway road that takes you almost around the whole entire
Jer
island.
said it's like 2,000 kilometers. Didn't she
Yeah.
say that?
So wouldn't that be fun to do?
So it's like a scenic route. So along the ocean. And we were on it quite a bit when we were driving. Well, a part way anyway.
Oh yeah. So you won't be able to see it, but you can see the little the trail that takes that The
Yeah.
most waterly root. It's amazing. Anyway, like
Yeah,
this.
it is gorgeous. Oh, yeah. And let me tell you, it's
Yeah.
stunning scenery.
Yeah.
Even though you're not, like, I would way rather take something like that, windy coast road, than a highway any day.
Totally.
Right? Especially when you're on holiday and you're there to experience things. There was some very cool areas to see in Killarney. Remember we went to that Killarney State Park? Mm-hmm. And then when we went up through those hills and looked over at those lakes, kind of that, and all that gorse bush was yellow everywhere. I can't believe the different scenery we saw. We really saw so much.
The cliffs of Moher. That's how they pronounce it.
I don't know.
Moher.
I've always said Cliffs of Moher, but
I think that's the
wrong.
English. Yeah. Anyway, breathtaking.
Totally. Yeah. Ireland is a stunning place.
Kilkenny.
Who knew?
We went through Kilkenny,
Yeah.
Cork, Killarney,
Yeah.
Ennis, Limerick. We went through County.
Limerick. We hit a lot of counties. I should have kept track of it because we did keep going across. So there are counties and provinces in Ireland. I did not know they had provinces.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I didn't either. Now that I'm just reminiscing.
The H is silent. In Moor.
Moor.
Cliffs of Moor. Okay. Daniel, that's what Daniel says. Okay,
Cliffs
Daniel.
of Moher. I hope. Didn't it sound like the Irish
Somebody
when they
said
were
it like
pronounced
that.
Okay. So
My mom's from Dublin. My dad's parents were from Cork and Mayo. Interesting.
I love that.
Cork was beautiful.
Cork was beautiful.
Yeah. Our wonderful, wonderful friend, Janet, aka Yarn Bowler, sent a giant parcel. She's so generous. She just, I just wanted to send you guys something for your giveaways.
She's so sweet.
Jodi, you're supposed to take one of these.
Is it for cats?
Catnip pom-poms.
Oh, yeah, you guys. My cats love these.
So Janet she knows what she's doing. She's made leopard catnip pom-poms.
She's gifted me these before,
Good.
and my cats love them. Actually, specifically, Coco loves them.
Okay, well, maybe these are all for you. I don't know. And she sent a mystery bag.
Were we allowed to open it?
I knew you'd want to open it. I just thought, no, we wouldn't. That we would.
Oh, it's a giveaway.
Yeah, it's a giveaway. I mean, we can. It's not like it's sealed
Did
shut.
you say mystery?
It says mystery bag tie-on pom-poms. So tie-on
got it.
pom-poms.
Got it.
So I know Janet had done a market, and look at the cute bag she made. The gold yarn bowler. Isn't that great?
It's a great.
So you don't know what you're getting in here.
Okay, then we won't spoil
We're
it.
going to keep it a mystery.
Keep it a
So one of our knit-along prizes, somebody will get all these beautiful pom-poms. Thank you, Janet.
Here I'm just sitting here, and I actually have more stuff to show.
Oh, okay, good. How about these cuties?
I wondered where you knew you
Jodi.
about those things.
Janet does pom-poms of all sizes. She does so many little stitch marker sets.
This is such a good fit for her.
Aren't they so cute?
Yes.
They're so on brand. I love the leopard. I love all the colors. Oh, I love that one.
Wow, you
That's my
guys.
fave right there. The pinks and grays. Anyway, she does the cutest stuff. Look at that one with the orange and brown. These are sets of 5. So you can get all of these right on her website, but now we get to throw all of these in prizes. So you
I
may
love
get
it.
some. Yeah. Look how cute they are. They look like sherbet or
I'm gonna
like
throw one of these
candies.
in my bag.
She said, absolutely.
I just think these are fun, you
Aren't
guys.
they cute? These
What
are
a
really
great
cute
addition to her
on
lineup.
your project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's incredibly
Janet, amazing.
creative.
Yes.
And she is like packaging queen. She always does
that
such a
is good
beautiful
one,
job.
isn't it?
Yeah. Take it.
No, I just took in one.
Anyway,
Love. Janet, thank you.
Janet is the pom-pom maestro. And we are so lucky that she does all of the pom-poms in our shop. We feel so lucky.
Yeah. Okay. We did a little kit at Frankie Gray over at Frankie Gray Fibres. These were knit last year for me, and I hadn't, we hadn't done anything with them. So this is a DK weight tee made from the Cozy Classic Raglan sweater pattern from Jessie Made.
I love it.
So I had these two sample knit, and I'm going to have to apologize because I don't remember who did this color. Gosh, I should have put a little tag on it. But,
Like who knit it?
Yeah, this is out of Mouse Gray.
Maybe they can reach out to you so that you can put it on a tag.
And so the kit will come with enough yarn to knit a short-sleeved version of the Cozy Classic Raglan. It's got a natural for the ribbing and banding, and then it's got a fun pop of
Jodi,
contrast color.
you know how much I love this.
Well, it was inspired by when you knit
I
that
love
sweater.
it.
This one was knit by Melissa. This is Sky High.
Ooh, I love that.
And then this is natural. Oh, they all have natural. And then this is hibiscus.
Don't you think that's so fresh for spring? Aren't we just so
Yeah.
happy that the weather has turned?
Aren't we just ready to knit or
Totally.
wear knits?
Yes.
So the other two that kits that we've done is not that. This Smoke Show is the main color with a little pop of yellow.
Ooh.
So that's really fun. And then
Fresh.
yeah.
Speaking of fresh.
This will be, the pink will be the main color, and this will be the little bands color.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't that cute?
Listen, that's a pattern we couldn't love more. It's also something that fits so well.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to just do knitted version. Like I would buy a sweatshirt like that, but I would love to have a knitted version more.
Yeah.
Right?
So good.
And it's not super hot wearing DK
No, I love it.
and short sleeve. It's really transitional.
Yeah.
And I feel like other than the hottest days of summer, you can get away with that for a long time.
I think in our climate, you can get away with it for a really long time.
And then it looks super cute when it gets a little bit colder with like a long sleeve t-shirt underneath or some
Yes.
kind of collared shirt. Like it's very versatile. I'm definitely feeling the need to knit some more t-shirts right now.
But we're right. We wanted to do this right now because we're right on the cusp for
Yeah.
our weather climate to be wearing short sleeves.
Yeah. Like my next, so I'm knitting the gorgeous Hush by Tin Can Knits. But after that, I've already have yarn and it's all linen, 100% linen.
Oh, it would be amazing.
I'll show my swatch next time.
So those kits can be found at frankiegrayfiber.com.
And that even just gives people ideas. Like if maybe you have another idea
Yeah.
in your mind and now you know
Love it.
this is what you need for that pattern and that kit.
I wanted to show because we've got this sock project book that we showed already. It's been out. We bought it on our own. Tracie reached out to Julie Aslan, who provides us wholesale book orders. We've now got this in our shop.
I'm so happy that it came in. You
Yeah.
guys, this is a phenomenal book. Whether you're a seasoned sock knitter or you are someone that aspires to knit socks, it is a gorgeous book with all kinds of tips and tricks, all kinds of patterns, and all kinds of techniques. I think Summer Lee has absolutely knocked it out of the park. This is a phenomenal resource for the sock lover.
Yeah. This book includes 25 patterns, 5 different heels, cuff down,
Yeah.
toe up, and tips on sizing and fit.
And I think she did all the photography too.
Well, and
She also has a YouTube channel and she's charming and fun and sweet. And
I don't think anyone does socks like Summer Lee.
And she's just the thing that really catches, you're right. I love everything about her and her designing. And the thing that really catches my eye is she always goes for such bright colors, fun, bright colors. And socks, even if you're a neutral lover, this is where you can branch out and be wild and do, a neon yellow sock because it's shoved in your shoe and it doesn't have to be something, you wear everywhere. But it's to me, knitting with color, it just makes me so happy. So it's a phenomenal book. If you haven't got it already, it's sold out. Like
Yeah.
it's in its second printing.
Printing's-
You guys, it's
that good.
it's so good.
Okay. Island Vibes. We talked about it, that it was coming, or you had mentioned it was coming. This is our friend and designer, Sasha. We met her. She's from Montreal. These are designed and then photographed on her vacation, and it's incredible.
She has Jamaican roots. I believe she photographed the
let
whole
me
thing in Jamaica. She is a gorgeous designer, and this book is strictly, so it's Summer Knits. Island Vibes Summer Knits by Sasha Heyer. It is a Lina Publishing book. It is the perfect size for popping in your project bag, which I love and appreciate. She is stunning and modeled everything
Look
herself.
at this wrap.
Jodi, there's a lace that tank top is
know.
phenomenal. She's got a bag. Look at the bag. That skirt, can you believe it?
No.
I think this is such a great collection of patterns.
So
I think I need to look at the lace t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
The mesh.
This one?
Yep.
Okay, let me just click on it. Hold on.
And there's also a cardigan, you guys. Did you show the dress?
No, I did. No, I
Oh
didn't.
my God. Like, so there's 9 patterns in here. That's like a
that's
mesh
amazing.
cardi.
I love the color blocking on that.
Me too.
This is the tea, you guys. Let's knit this.
Look at the dress. It's a shift. Like, how easy is that to wear? How cooling is that? I got to get in here and
Is
see.
her hair shorter since the last time we saw her?
I think so. Or maybe.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
gorgeous.
amazing.
I love that she modeled everything herself.
Yeah.
This tank top
Yeah.
in color block. Do you see the color blocking? Like half and half.
It's beautiful.
I feel like sometimes it's very hard. I don't know, to find these summery things. I just think she's just like knocked this out of the park. And that mesh t-shirt is,
There's a
okay.
whole-
And she's got it in long sleeve and short sleeve. She's
That's
showing
her
it.
family. Yeah, it's amazing.
So I couldn't wait. Oh, look, her whole family's wearing that shirt. Her whole family's wearing that shirt.
Put it down a little.
Down a little.
There you go.
Anyway, we have these in the shop, -1, because I need to knit the t-shirt for sure. And we can bring more in.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm
good.
dying to see
It's
what
really
yarns
good.
she used. Oh, Tin Lena by Sandnes Garn, which is cotton
I didn't
linen.
read, but I did look through all the patterns, but I haven't yet read through the patterns. And
I've become a giant fan of those kind of summer fibers because I love still wearing knits in the summer.
yeah.
So linen, I did one that was more cotton last year, and I think that showed me that I'm more of a linen lover than a cotton lover. But, you know, there's all kinds of summer fabrics. And honestly, this bag is so cute.
I love the whole thing that she's done.
Anyway,
Okay.
huge congratulations. This is amazing. I can't get over the skirt.
Yeah.
And look, her daughter's wearing the skirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's gorgeous.
The
could make
other
the
new book, it was a very strong book week.
It was huge.
So, Anna Johanna, Strands of Joy, Volume 2.
Okay.
So, not every one of these is size inclusive, but you are going to find
That's the one that I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for this book. This colorwork sweater with the word knit in cursive. And you guys, it says pearl.
Hold the phone.
I think her books are stunning. Her first book was absolutely gorgeous.
No, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
I
all of these
still
are
haven't-
size inclusive. I think I'm wrong, you guys. I'm going to correct myself, and I'm going to
I feel
apologize.
like Lina always does.
And I apologize. It's not what I was thinking. It is.
Oh, I love that one.
This is a size inclusive book.
She seems to be inspired by like botanical things. There's lots of, you know, even from her last book, it was leafy and flowery. But this one is different. Oh, I love it. I think the patterns are so gorgeous in this book. And I have been waiting for this one. Gosh, I can't imagine how much work it must be to get a book together. So that one that was at the back there, oops. So actually they contacted us too and just gave us a giveaway copy. So we're going to be able to give you guys a copy of this book. And I think you're going to absolutely love it.
Oh, let me show you. It's called Vintage Flannel. I apologize, you guys. It is size inclusive. I don't know why I said that.
Okay, so there's the bottom at the back.
And this is the front.
So I saw test knit versions of this, oh my gosh, 6 months ago maybe?
It's so good.
Isn't that beautiful? So that's a raglan sweater. And with the color work, I need to knit that. Need to knit it. And she's definitely got lots in here for the color work lovers.
Yeah,
it is gorgeous.
This one we just showed with the knit and purl, for example, the largest size is 71 inches with a recommended ease of 7.75. So very size inclusive.
Definitely.
The patterns, there's lots and lots of sweaters, but there's also socks and cowls. And
this one's called Bubbles and Giggles.
I'm just gonna pull up my. I wish I meant to bring my iPad.
So it was released when we were away. So I've been waiting for this one to come. Gorgeous little fingerless mitts.
Yes, isn't that gorgeous?
Yes. It
Cowl.
says. So one of the comments on the back, Strands of Joy 2 embraces the magic of colorwork knitting. Anna Johanna has designed something for everyone in this fresh, modern, and whimsical book. And that's totally the vibe I'm getting here. Just quickly leafing through it.
Raccoon and raccoon
that
paws.
That is so cute. Berry
cute?
bushes. Oh, another pair of mittens. You guys.
Yeah.
I'm such a mitten.
Yeah.
It's called Beware the Frogs.
Look at this piece.
Oh my gosh. That is a statement. I really love that. I can see myself making that for sure.
Isn't that stunning?
Yes.
Oh, you know what else I thought you'd like? This
one.
Yes,
I saw that one.
It's a little cardigan with striped bands of color work.
And I don't think it's just because they used hot pink, because I do love hot pink, but I just love that kind of like Orla Keeley kind of modern
baubles.
Poppy. Is it baubles too?
There's little baubles in the middle.
Oh my God. Well, obviously now they're just calling my name. But Jodi, that's awesome. She's a beautiful, beautiful designer, obviously, and second book.
This one I thought was quite beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
It's got bands of color work in this cardigan, you guys, but then the other band knit with the main color is texture.
And something for me too with Lina, the patterns are amazing. It is like an art piece to flip through here. The photography is unbelievable. And I love that. It really is a coffee table book where you can sit down with your coffee or tea and just get inspired. Look at that.
Hold the phone.
I think this is it.
That Christmas trees, those tall Tracie.
But she hasn't like done it in the grays. It's just a tree for all the time. And it looks like it's quite a high neck. Like there's something going on there.
A little bit maybe of a cowl neck. I got to show you the back of that amazing jacket.
Whoa. Whoa.
That is a statement piece.
Wow.
Look at that big ram on the back.
Yeah. If you really are into sheep, you'll be knitting that.
It's so good.
That's unbelievable. So we do have some of these in the shop too. And thank you to Lina and Anna for reaching out, because we're going to give you guys one of these. We are so ready to get back going with giveaways. We have some amazing books that have shown up, and we have some beautiful yarns. So our friends that used to be Village Len Yarn Cafe, right? And I believe they've closed now, although I don't pretend to be up on everything. They just sent their latest kit. It is so cute. It's their March quarter pattern kit or whatever. So you get the bag, you get the yarn.
That's a cute bag.
It is cute. It is cute, but the pattern is leg warmers. And so the stitch marker is like a cassette tape. They went kind of 80s happening. It's really, really cute.
The dyer is Nerds with Needles in the color Frosted Berries.
And so I believe now one of the ladies, okay, this is so bad. One of the ladies now does these. It's the Little Dipper Homestead. This is lip balm.
Oh.
Lip balm from Carolyn's new business, Flock and Hive. She's a beekeeper.
Oh, fun.
So you've got the project bag, the stitch marker, which is so cute, and you get 2 patterns
Soak.
and the lip balm. So they do they do such a good job, and they always give to our prizes, and that's very kind, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you, thank you. It looks like, you know, they're chugging along, doing their thing, and we can all go get the Great Canadian Yarn Adventure still.
There we go.
That yarn is really pretty.
The only other thing I wanted to show
100% superwash
are these
merino.
magnet things.
Oh my gosh. This is without a doubt a must-have accessory for me now. Once I start working with it, I can't not have it.
So you get 2 in a package, but everything is magnetic, like it made to stick. So it's like you can have it clipped onto a pattern, and you can have your tools, your stitch counter. You can have your
stitch markers,
cable needles, cable. Yeah,
your row. It's strong enough to hold your row counter. Like I had to really shake my pattern to knock the row counter off.
This is the row counter.
Yeah, it has been everything from Coco Knits to me has been so thoughtfully put together and designed to work together, like as a whole line.
Oh, this is locked
on the bottom. So there's a little button on the bottom, and you move that to the side, and it's locked. Or so there's clicking, and then you move the button. And
I really couldn't. I tried.
You really can't, but no problemo.
It's metal on the back of this.
Yeah. And even their bamboo cable needles have a little band of metal. They still hold.
I also brought this because it's the maker's board. Like all of this stuff can be used on its own, but it can be used with this because you guys, we would not endorse it this much if we didn't use it and love it so much.
Like I said, I don't need all the gadgets, but the ones that I have are so useful. Like they just make the making easier and better and more practical.
Right.
Yeah, I love it.
So this obviously comes with magnets. So you can have your pattern here and it's stiff and it just stands it up. If you're a paper pattern girl, this is
paper pattern person.
This is you.
That's me.
This is also the magnetic ruler. There's 2 of them. There's a needle gauge ruler and then there's a regular ruler.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it to hold your pattern. You can also use it as like you're going up a chart. Mm-hmm. Just slip it up each time.
Yeah.
Everything is magnetic, you guys. It's not coming off.
And I think if you're getting the maker's board, definitely get the rulers too, because especially if you're getting it for colorwork knitting.
I'm gonna just show you.
To me, they go together
like birds of a feather.
Like and I use 100% of the time. I use a ruler to go up my chart like that.
These are all magnets that you get with it too, that you can use for whatever reason.
But
these are actually the ones I use.
And you slam it shut, and you don't have to worry about, like, it stays right on your line. It's so well made.
Move as you go. There's more little magnets, and like Bob's your uncle.
If you have a bestie with a birthday, and if you're looking to, if you're looking for these things, or you thought to yourself, oh, that looks kind of cool, but is it worth it? I'm telling you, if you do things with charts or paper patterns, you're going to love it.
I was just looking for that little thing.
What little thing?
The little stitch fixer too. I don't know where it went, but it's also must have for your knitting repertoire. It's a little stitch fixer.
Yeah.
I just had it, but whatever. It must have. So good. These tools are just.
Oh yeah, this goes in here.
Oh, here it is. I won't open it, but it's like a little crochet hook on both ends. It's a stitch fixture. It's magnetized, so it can also stick on.
Well, it's just metal, right? So it'll.
Sorry, it's metal, so it can work.
The
with
magnets
all of
are
the
in
magnets.
here. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I looked at these and thought, what would you even do with
You
that?
use them first.
Oh my gosh, I can't even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially for that row counter and also a cable project. So you don't cable every row. It just sits on this magnet until you need it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go down the couch cushions like everything else.
Right.
Anyway, I'm kind of amazed, and I'm so impressed with Coco Knits.
I almost think they could have made it so these came with it. It
Yes.
was a set.
Okay, so here's my idea. I love the maker's board so much, but I would love it even a half size one.
Oh.
And I would love a ruler that comes with them. It doesn't have to be a giant ruler, but like something linear that you can use.
Yeah. And of course, it just makes sense if it's a ruler.
That's just a
It had a
dream
measurement.
thing, but I couldn't love it more, and it still does go in project bags, no problem.
Oh, it's so good, you guys.
And I just keep it in the bookshelf, like it's just there.
Yeah.
And then the bag it comes in can be a project bag. They're kind of very, very, they're sustainable, all that
smart.
stuff.
It's smart tools.
Very smart.
Smart, smart, smart.
It makes me feel smart. They did all the thinking,
Yeah.
but, you know, we get the benefit of it.
Wow, did it? And then we're just right back into it. First one in the books, and it feels like we hadn't even left.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I think so. Well, we're just here having a visit. Wow. Wowza.
Excuse me.
Everything's been amazing.
Excuse me.
So much.
It's the jet lag.
I don't know how long I can blame it on that.
I can't.
It's the face melting.
Oh, it's the laser.
Jodi! I could totally do that. I feel like I'm at the age where
Okay.
I would love to go
Guess
get
what I got for Mother's
some
Day?
kind of what?
Thanks for not reminding me.
It's not Mother's Day.
No, I said remind me about Mother's Day.
Jodi. Mother's Day.
Okay, Shane asked, what do I want for Mother's Day? And I said, I want a cattery.
What?
I want a structure that I can put outside. It's only like 30 inches wide, 30 inches deep, but it's like 70 inches wide. And it's made
Where are you going to put that?
right outside. A window. And then you open the window and the cat goes right outside. Look, right against
And what window is that going to go up
the
against?
back, like on the deck, not like right in the corner where we have our dye stuff.
Yeah.
So like then you like have the screen out of the window. So then I just crank, crank, crank. There you go, cats.
Your cats will love it.
Don't you think?
Yes.
So that arrived today.
Did it?
Yeah, it was not. It came really. It said like next week sometime.
Well, it's
but it arrived
Amazon?
today. Yeah, but it said next week. Anyway, they were quick.
That's very funny. Your cats are going to be very
What
happy.
we won't do for our cats.
I feel like this is just giving you permission to get more cats. Wouldn't it be
No.
nice? Well, I know you can't get them. But that's what you wanted for Mother's Day. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Cat mom.
Yeah. So that I can sit outside. They sit at the open windows for hours a day. Like the open windows with the screens.
Oh, so they're just going to love it.
Oh, they're going to love it. Frank, do you want to go outside? Meow.
Is he the one that talks? Granny
Yes.
loves your cat that talks.
Granny
yeah.
loves Frank. Yeah, Granny loves
We
Frank.
need to get Granny a dog.
I know. Remind me about that.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, this has been great.
This has been so much fun. I love it. It is like you say, like once you get back into your routine, you just slip right back into it. But I love talking about making and connecting with people that come here with us. So
Star,
I
we're
know-
so glad you're here.
oh my gosh, of course. And I mean, I hope, I know it was a lot of chatting today, but I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about the trip. It was incredible. I hope you guys do it one day for yourself. And also Knit City Toronto is coming up. I hope you
Yeah.
guys have the best time. It's going
Yes.
to be the biggest, best yarn bash. And we are not going. I don't want to talk about it. But the only reason we're not going is because we're heading out on our Alaska cruise. So it's a really good reason. But,
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll be there in Calgary for sure. We'll be there in spirit.
Yeah, we'll be watching through you guys.
There's so many vendors coming that I just think, oh, I would love to just chat with them in person because it's always online. Paula of Mosaic is going to be there. Karina from Louie and Lola Yarns is coming all the way from Tasmania. She'll be at the Thread and Maple booth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna miss
So there's
Karina.
lots of amazing things happening. And I'm sure I'm not thinking of everyone, but if you think if you're local and you think, should I bother? Yeah, go. Like you just don't even know what's there. Even if you just wander around and soak up all the creativity and inspiration and
It's just the most fun to wander and amongst all the fiber
Yeah.
and
See everybody in their
yeah.
knits and crochet
That's
items.
inspiring on its own.
Huge.
It's just everybody wears their best knits and
And people come home with like, you'll see samples and it'll give you ideas. And
Amanda and Fiona sure know how to put on a show.
oh
so
my gosh, the best. The best.
So good.
It was really fun to hang out with them in that group for 10 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, till next time. We'll see
2
you
weeks.
in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks. Back
Yeah.
to the regular routine. We're going to get a few more things lasered in the next 2
Yeah.
weeks. Oh, you guys. Have a great time with your making. I love you. Take care.
Okay.
Mwah.
Let me do this.
Okay.